Babe. Hello, guys. Hello, people. How are you guys doing? Hello, guys. Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in, guys. I've got your backs. Your favorite baby mama's got your backs. Bring yourselves in here now. Let's catch up and grow. Hello, guys. Come on in, guys. Hello, guys. Come on in. Come in here. Let us grow. Come and learn how to grow your channel from scratch. Samo, hi, thank you for coming. Give your host a thumbs up. How are you doing today? It's amazing to have you in the building. Thank you so much for coming. You guys, happy Thursday to all of you people. Happy Thursday to the amazing people in the house. Samo Jr., give your host an amazing thumbs up, please. Do not forget. Give your host an amazing thumbs up, okay? Don't forget to thumb up for your hosts. Your host is waiting for your thumbs up. Thumbs up. Ooh. Kiran, darling, how are you doing? I have missed you. These days I don't see you anymore. Even today I went to your house. I'm fine, thank you. Today I went to your house to see if I'll find you live, because I was not live earlier today because I have a visitor today in the building. So I hope you're going to stay with me and support my visitor, my guest who is coming, right? Oduduwa Republic, you are welcome in the house. You guys, come on, be giving me those thumbs up now. Kiran, I have a visitor in the house. Mr. Johnny25 is coming. So share this LS to your friends, your Indian friends. Tell them to come and get bananas. You know Mr. Johnny is always bringing bananas, okay? So tell them to come and bring the bananas. Come and get bananas. Oh, you're sick? I thought as much. Even me yesterday, I was so sick. Sorry, so sorry about that. Have you gone to the hospital yet? Rav Million, yay! My amazing husband is in the house just to support my LS. Give your host a thumbs up, Mr. Husband. Chuchu BR, you are welcome. You look pretty. Oh, I'm feeling like a baby. Thank you so much. Chuchu BR, thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. I hope you guys are going to stick around. Today we have a guest. So don't run. I know you guys always run, but please don't run for your own benefit. Yala J Makeup, you are welcome in the house. Yala J, thank you so much for coming. I always see you in my house. You and Chuchu BR. I always see your traces, your footprints and fingerprints. I'm always seeing them somewhere, even if I'm doing silent LS, and I really appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Sagittarius Angel. Sagittarius Angel, you are welcome in the house, Mama. Give your host a thumbs up. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Hi, madam. How are you? I'm fine. Thank you. And how are you doing? Are you also doing okay? I am doing fantastically fantastic. I cannot complain. I'm doing great. I can't complain. Kiran says my monkey is eating all bananas in your life. Do you know you actually did another video with another monkey? And I say, you and these monkeys, what is it? Where did you get that monkey from? Sagittarius Angel says, I am from House of Tibisky. Oh my gosh! You're from my friend Tibisky Ula's house. Oh, thank you so much for coming. God bless you. Mr. Johnny25 just landed, guys. Our amazing guest of the house just landed. So give me 1 minute. Let me invite him here so that I can actually welcome him in a special way, okay? Johnny, you are welcome. Let me drop you the link, okay? Let me drop you the link. How we do it in Africa. I know. Let's do it the Africa way. Okay, there you go. Step on that link. Step on that link. Oh my goodness, you guys. Misaro Chwea, you are welcome in the building. Thank you for coming, darling. How are you doing? Thank you so much. Sagittarius say you too also host. God bless you. And our first time to thank you so much for coming. I actually have a special guest for you today. So even if it's your first time, I can promise you that you ain't gonna get bored. Okay? Because the kind of guest I have in the house today, not be small one. Mr. Johnny, please step on that link. Step on that link. Kiran G, I have a guest in the house, Mr. Johnny. Let him step on the link first. Then when we are done, you two, you're going to step on it, okay? We have a special guest. Spiritual entertainment comedy. You are welcome in the building.
Hello.
Wow, guys, welcome the amazing Johnny in the building.
How are you, Linda?
Johnny just landed.
Yes. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And how are you?
I'm very well. I'm so very pleased. Thank you so much for allowing me. Yes.
Johnny's in the house. You guys, Johnny's in the house.
Can you hear me first of all? Can you hear me?
Let the people see you very well. Let the people see you very well. Is that I'm leaving the office? I'll catch up with you in a few meanwhile people can dance with me. Miss Sarah, you better rush and come. We have a guest in the house. Johnny,
yes.
You're welcome.
Oh, this is very kind. Thank you so much. I just wanted to make sure that my sound. Can you hear me clearly? Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, good. Yeah, because I didn't know if the connection was good or not.
I can hear you very well.
Ah, good. Yes, hello to everyone who is here. Thank you so much.
Yes.
I'm such. You know what? This is the first time I feel so honored that I have been allowed onto the wonderful Linda Frank V's live stream. I am so happy, and I'm blessed.
It's amazing to have you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. I can see some hellos.
You have a visitor in the house. You guys, are you not happy? Are you not happy? Johnny.
Yes, can you hear me?
Johnny, you're highly welcome, okay?
Oh, thank you. You know, I think that I don't know if there is a slight problem with the sound. I've been trying to make sure that you guys can hear me clearly. I'm using my microphone. So, guys, if you can hear me, that's great. I don't know if I'm having some issues with my sound. Sorry. Can only apologize if that is the case. But yes, I am very, very happy to be here. And I hope that we've got so much to talk about, haven't we? There's so many things that we are going to be talking about today. Our brains are going to explode.
Yes, that's true. That's true. That's true. So, guys, Johnny is here for you guys today. He's just gonna introduce himself.
Yeah.
He's going to tell you what he has come here to do. Then he's
Okay.
just gonna take over. Johnny, I always allow my guests to take over. Okay?
Oh, really? Oh,
I just want you. Yes, I want you to assume that you are in the Small YouTuber Show, episode 27, for once. Okay.
Right. Well, first of all, welcome to the show.
Just do what you know how to do best. You read the comments, you welcome them, just ginger them, okay?
Oh, you know what? I didn't know. You know, I thought we were going to have like an interview. I didn't know how it was going to work. But guys, listen. All I can say is that if you haven't already, make sure you smash the bell, because we want to show appreciation in the best way we know how. And if you know anything about YouTube, you understand ranking, and you understand that the more thumbs that you hit, the more the algorithm loves the channel. And all it will do is it will give the channel more exposure, more people will see it. And the more people that see the channel, there's a good chance they might click on the thumbnail, come into the stream, and that's more people for you to meet. So all I can say is, guys, is that if you haven't already, make sure you do hit the thumb. And and we are going to go through some. I'll speak from the very, very beginning. My name's Johnny. I have my own channel, obviously, MR.JOHNNY25. I've had a channel, believe it or not, since 2006. So in theory, I'm not necessarily a new YouTuber, but I used YouTube as like most people did, just to watch things. I didn't necessarily contribute or create things to put onto YouTube. I mostly watched videos about cats, mostly silly little things that, you know, nothing really of any value, if that makes sense, but it kept me hooked. And so I would watch YouTube. Now, I don't know if you're the same like me, but when the quarantine kicked in all around the world, it meant that I couldn't work. And for the first couple of weeks, I was watching everything you could possibly think of on telly, because I wasn't thinking of YouTube at the time. I was just thinking, I'm bored at home. What do I do? So I remember I watched everything on Netflix. I watched everything on Disney Plus. I watched everything on, you know, anything you could possibly think of that you could watch, I watched. And I overdosed on box sets and everything. And I just got bored. And at the very end of it, my wife said to me, why don't you do YouTube? Why don't you, start creating things and doing your own content? Now, that was in March of this year. So keeping in mind, I've had a channel since 2006. Yeah, since 2006. But I've never really been a content creator until March of this year. So that's why I can say to myself, yeah, I am a new YouTuber. I am a small YouTuber. I'm a new YouTuber. I'm learning just as quickly as you guys. Obviously, some of you will have more experience than me. Some of you will have less experience than me, and some of us are around the same. And that to me is, we all, when we come into places like this, chat shows or live streams or whatever, we all come into the live stream at different paces, at different levels of understanding of how YouTube works. And I don't know if you're like me, but I'm the sort of person that if you give me something to look at, like a project, I will want to understand it completely. I can't do things by halves. If you're going to say to me, I want you to build me a bridge, give me the instructions, and I will build the bridge. Because as far as I'm concerned, if someone else can do it, so can I. And that's my mentality. That's always been my attitude. So I started off like anyone else on YouTube. I reactivated my account in a sense, and I started doing news reports. So I followed the news. There'd be a new, obviously I live here in England, and if things were happening in the news, I would report on it and give some documents on it, or leave some coverage. To be completely honest with you, I was trying to find out what I liked about YouTube, because we all do different things. Some people do tutorials, some people do cooking, some people do outdoor activities, some people are into photography, filming. YouTube is so massive. There are so many different genres that you can get into. And when I first started in March, I had absolutely no idea what I wanted to do. I had no direction. So what I did was I started watching other YouTubers and seeing what they did and seeing if I liked that. So there were people that were doing mobile phone tutorials, unboxings, shopping hauls, different manner of different things, film reviews. There were lots of different things that people were doing that I was watching, and each one of those things I kind of copied. So if you look at my early content on YouTube, it's almost all over the place. There's lots of bits of different things, until I got to that point where I thought, I know what I'll do. I'll start learning about YouTube, understanding the rules of YouTube, and then I'll start making videos to help other people learn about YouTube as well. Because I came into YouTube, you have to remember, YouTube has given you all of the tools for you to actually be an amazing YouTuber and be an amazing content creator. But what it doesn't do is it doesn't sit down and spoon feed you the rules. So it won't tell you you can find out what the YouTube terms of service are. You can find out how analytics works. You can find out about the algorithm. You can find out about trends. You can find out about the browse features, about the search features. There are so many different things within YouTube that you can find out about, but they won't necessarily tell you. So you're new to YouTube, you just start out, you've got an account, you've got a camera, and you film. And you upload the video, and you get 1 or 2 people watching your content. And you think, okay, I got 1 or 2, I'll try it again. And you do it again, and then again. And you still get the same low views. And you think, what am I doing wrong? Why am I not getting as more views than other people? And it can be quite disheartening. You do think, well, why is it that, someone else can do something identical to me and they can get thousands of views and go viral, and then I do something and I don't get any views, and it can be so demoralizing. Well, I realized that one of the first things that you need to do when it comes to YouTube is learn the rules. Once you learn and understand the rules of the game, then you will know how to play it. Now, I know that's a corny phrase, but it is literally that. YouTube is based on rules. They are rules that are written down in, they are rules that are written down. Oh, sorry, I've seen some people say hello. Hello, Sagittarius Angel Channel, Taker, Shane Family, SHFML. Sorry, I was waffling on. I wasn't looking at the chat. So I think I should be following the chat as well. So I must apologize, guys, if you said hello to me and I have ignored you. It's because at the moment, I'm not even looking at YouTube. I'm just looking at my webcam. So I haven't necessarily checked out the chat. So I must apologize if you think I'm ignoring you. I genuinely am not ignoring you. So I know it's a corny phrase that once you learn the rules of the game, then you learn how to play it. Well, YouTube is exactly the same. There are rules. And if you learn those rules, your exposure, your channel will grow almost immediately. And that's not me saying that, and it's not true. It is a fact. It is a fact, because one thing about the whole world of YouTube is that there are rules. If you follow those rules, your channel will grow. If you go against those rules, you might get strikes, or you might get your channel terminated. But if you go within the rules and you do what you can as well, you will start to grow. So let me explain. So if we go to the very, very basics, and I don't generally want to bore you with rubbish or anything like that. So if I am boring you, put it in the chat and I'll change the subject. Or something else. I'm only saying it because obviously we are all at different levels of understanding when it comes to YouTube. And I just want to also clarify that I'm not an expert. I'm not someone that works for YouTube. All I have simply done is I've looked at the rules and I've applied them, and I've fortunately created a successful show that people come in and hang out with me in my own show on my own channel. And you can check it out for yourselves, guys. You know my channel name. If you don't know who I am, go onto my channel, check me out. You'll see my content. You'll understand where I'm coming from. And then you'll know that, you know, I'm not just someone that Linda's just taken off the street to talk to you. You know, there is a certain level of backing. I can back up a lot of the data that I will be talking with you today. So,
Johnny, 1 minute. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes.
Yes, please help me share the stream to your community post there.
Yeah, by all means. Yeah, let me do that. Sorry, 1 second. Let me just quickly go onto YouTube then. Sorry.
So you guys, today we have a guest in the house. Our guest, his name is Mr. Johnny25. In case you're wondering who he is, he's also a YouTuber. Yes. And his job is just to teach you all the pros and cons in the YouTube community, how you need to grow yourself legit from the scratch. So I thought it's good if I have him in here to come and explain these things to you guys.
I'm glad. Thank you very much for the invitation.
And you need to grow as fast as he's growing. So you have to come here and tell us the secret.
The secret.
Understand the
I don't know if it's necessarily a secret, because to be honest with you, all the things that I'm saying to you are,
if you have any questions,
are all there for everyone to see. And I strongly say that to you, that if you want to know anything that there is to know about your account, anything that there is software that you will be able to check out and find. Sorry, I'm just sharing you out onto my post. Bear with me 1 second. Come over and hang with us. Right, that is now done. I've now posted that onto my community. So hopefully some others will hang out with us and we'll be able to have more people in the stream, which will be quite nice. Obviously, at the moment, our numbers are a little bit low, but we will get there. It does seem like that the sound seems a little bit low. I don't know why. Are you able to hear me?
I can hear you clearly.
Linda, can you hear me?
Very well. I can hear you very well.
I don't know if I can hear you. There is a very, very slight delay. I can't hear you, Linda.
Really? You can't hear me at all, at all?
I don't know if you can hear me, but I can't hear you. So I don't know if it's a problem on my end or on your end, but I just can't hear you now. Your sound's gone completely. Are you? Nod your head if you can hear me. Right. So you can hear me. I just can't hear you, and I don't know why. I have no idea what's going on here. I can only apologize, guys, for the technical issues. This is the thing about doing a live stream. Sometimes you get issues like this, and there is nothing that you can do about it. And so, Candidly V, hello, Candidly V, welcome to the stream. I'm saying welcome to the stream, but welcome to Linda Frank V's channel. It's not mine. I'm a guest here. I am genuinely just a guest, but we are having some technical issues because I, for the life of me, cannot hear the wonderful and lovely Linda Frank V. So I'm not sure what is going on here, and that's so frustrating. So let me go to my sound and do some checks. I'm going to quickly do a bit of audio checking and see whether or not my see what's going on with my sound. Right, let's have a look.
So it's me, Lara. You are welcome in the house. Thank you so much for coming. Ralph Million, you are welcome, my husband. Thank you so much for supporting. Joy Gift, you are welcome in here. DT for you. No. Hello, darling. You are welcome.
Yes.
You guys, as you can see today, we have a guest in the house. So if you have any questions at all, make sure you type them there. You will be able to respond to all of you. Just be coming in, feel at home. Thumbs up your host and your guests. Don't forget, ask those questions that have been bugging you about how to grow your channel from scratch the legit way, and Mr. Johnny is gonna give you answers. Okay, guys?
Sorry.
So Johnny, back to you. Let's keep going.
I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very well.
Do you know what? I was worried. I was thinking, I'm not quite sure what's going on here. There's definitely some sort of technical issues going on, and it's so frustrating with lives. But obviously, we were able to sort it out. So, greeting. So, hello, Candidly V, and it's me, Kalera. Thank you for being here as well. This has been a little bit of a disaster. We can only apologize. I think I don't know. There's been a glitch in the matrix. Right. So, let's start from the very, very beginning. So, you've got an idea, and you know, you're at home or wherever you are, you have an idea, which is you plan on turning into content. So you've decided, this is what I'm going to do. I want to, whatever the project, whatever niche that you are into, you are now about to create that as a project. So you say to yourself, what do I have? Okay, so have I got a camera? Great, I've got a camera. It doesn't matter what camera you have. And I say this strongly. The best camera that you have will be the camera that's in your hand, because as long as it can record audio and visual, you are already good to go. The reason I say that to you is because if you think, oh, I need the very, very best camera there is, you don't need the best camera. You just need a camera. You just need to be able to record yourself. So you've got that. Then it may be, do I have good, you know, where I'm going to film? Have you worked out the area I'm going to film? Am I going to be filming in my house? Am I going to be filming in you know, outside? Do I have necessary noise, you know, protection, so that I'm not going to be building up and picking up lots of background noise? All these things you've got to think about before you actually go into what you're going to be doing. If you're going to be at home, then yeah, fair enough, it's cool. You have 4 walls. You can soundproof, you can tell other members of the family to be quiet whilst you're filming, or you can go to your bedroom or kitchen or wherever it is that you're filming, and you'll be able to do that. You need to have a good environment to be able to create your content. So you've got that done, and you've planned out your project. So if it's cooking, you've planned out the cooking plan. If it's a hair tutorial, you're doing that. If it's something technical, like you're doing an unboxing, or you're reviewing a game, or whatever it is, plan it out. Don't wing it. Don't just go on to the project and try and do it as you go on. Write it out. And then you get your pen, or I say pen, obviously, if you're using a notepad or you're using, you know, your phone with your notes, you can do that. But visually, tick it off. And the reason I say that to you is because you're documenting growth. Every single time you do something, if you write down, you know, all the things that you do, you document growth. And I'll give you an example of that. What are the things that you've done this morning since you woke up? Obviously, for me, it's afternoon now. But what I'm saying is, if it's the morning for you, you've woken up, you've brushed your teeth, you've made breakfast, you might have done some chores. You might have, if you're not working, obviously, you might have done some chores, or you might have done some projects. There might have been lots of different things that you would have done, but you haven't necessarily mentally written them down, have you? But if you actually now got your pen and wrote down, I woke up, I, you know, got out of bed, I had a wash, I brushed my teeth, I made something to eat, I brushed my teeth again, I, you know, combed my hair, if you've got any, you know, you did all these things and you jotted it down. You'd suddenly realize, I did a lot of things, and you can tick them off. Well, think of your projects in the exact same way. Have these things that you need to do and go through them until you get to the stage where you have filmed your project. And keeping in mind, if you have a list of things that you've done, you will be able to make sure you won't miss anything out. You won't get to the editing table and suddenly think, oh my goodness, I didn't film that. Am I now going to go back and film it? And because it's a different time of the day, the lighting will be different. You know, I might be doing it a day after I was wearing it. All those clothes will be clean. Can I put them back on again for continuity? I mean, all these little things you've got to think about. But if you have a plan and you write it down, you put it on a piece of paper, you will be able to go through all of those lists and get your work done. So we've not even got to upload into YouTube yet. All we've got to is just the basics. We're talking, this is what you want to do to be able to get you to the stage where you've now got your piece of work together, and now you are considering your editing. Now, I'm telling you right now, if you are using a mobile phone, there is an app, and it's called KineMaster. And I strongly suggest, I'm going to see if I can put it up on my phone. This is the app. It's called KineMaster, right? Can you see that there? Guys, if you don't have access, if you don't have access to a laptop, if you're not prepared to spend lots and lots of money on the state-of-the-art, you know, editing software on a laptop, I can't stress it enough. Use this app. And my phone has just locked me out. Yes, use that app. Now, sorry, you can see my ring light. My ring light's there, so it gives me a little bit more color, because I'm quite a dark-skinned man and I need to get as much light as possible. Obviously, my sun absorbs sunlight, so so I've had to use a ring light. But what I'm saying, guys, is that make sure that you use software that will help you to improve in your content creation. Now, if you're if you're beyond that, fair enough. You're using, if you're using iPhone, or you're using, any of the sort of Apple line of editing software, then great. If you're using PC, then look at all the different software they've got out there as well. Shop around. You might like one thing, you might not like another. You can just use Windows if you really want to make it basic. But if you want to push it to the next level, then that's what you've got to start considering doing. Using editing software and learning how to do it. If you go back to my early videos, my very first edits were useless and boring and horrible because I was experimenting. I didn't understand how it worked. And slowly but surely, I started to get into editing. I do a lot of editing with green screen. So a lot of my editing starts from the very beginning. I'm filming with editing in mind, because obviously I use false backgrounds and I use lots of colors. I come from the world of cartoons, so I love anything colorful. So that's how that's what I do with my editing. But you may be different. But what I'm saying to you is, if you don't have any software, save up and invest in that. Obviously, if you've gone past that stage and you're using, software for your PC, for your laptop, for your Mac, whatever it is, then that's great. Already you're on that journey. You need to edit and make sure your sound is good. You need to make sure and edit that you look good. You've got to make sure that, for you lovely ladies, make sure you wear makeup and wear more makeup, because the light, this is from my wife. My wife gave me this advice. She said to me that when she puts makeup on, she puts extra makeup on when she's doing filming, because the natural light takes away some of the makeup. And I don't wear makeup, so I'm speaking second hand and third information from my wife. But what she tells me is, if you want to look fabulous, go overboard and make yourself look good and presentable, because the light will take away some of the magic that is the amazing, makeup that you wear. You've got to think about these sort of things. You've got to look presentable. Make sure that you look well. Make sure that, don't film if you're hungry. I know it sounds silly, but then you'll be thinking about food. Eat. Get yourself a nice, make yourself feel comfortable. Make yourself feel so relaxed that when you are filming, you're not thinking to yourself, I can't wait to stop filming so I can eat something, because then you're going to be rushing your work. You want to be thinking about the bigger project. The project is that when we get to later on, you'll understand what I mean. But so we've now we've filmed, we've done the editing. We're happy with the editing. We're happy with the sound. We are now at the point where we are going to be uploading content onto YouTube. Shadow Family Vlogs, greetings. Thank you. I really appreciate you coming in and hanging out with me. Thank you so much. But I've got to slow down, bro. I speak too fast. This is one of my worst faults I've found, is that I get so excited that I speak too fast. I do. I get so excited, and sometimes, obviously, people don't understand me. So I must apologize. And if I'm speaking too fast, I want you to tell me. I want you to say, Linda. I want you to say, Johnny, slow down. Because Shadow's just said to me, slow down. So anyway, we have edited our software. We are now uploading our finished piece to YouTube. And this is where the fun begins. So you know that your project is amazing, and you are confident that you're going to get a lot of hits, that you're going to get a lot of views. But now the brick wall in front of you is YouTube. It is the algorithm. And if you don't know what the algorithm is, turn on your PC, and the very first page that you will see is recommended videos for you to watch. Now, have you ever wondered, how did this YouTube know what I would like to watch? I mean, why is it recommending things to me? It doesn't know me. Why is it recommending? Well, let's think about this. Who owns YouTube? Well, Google, right? Google bought YouTube in 2005. So it bought the company in 2005. And there's a very, very good chance that you have searched for things on Google, that you have typed into a Google search to find something. Well, don't you think then that someone or something somewhere is collating all that data about what you watch and about what you view and about all the things that you do online? Well, obviously they do. You have to imagine that this is a search engine. It's designed on data. It's designed to collate information and then disseminate it out in the best way it knows how. So when you go onto your YouTube account, it already knows quite a lot about you. It already knows what you like to view. It already, obviously, if you've been on YouTube a while, it's built up a history of your searches. It's built up a history of who you visit regularly. Are there any channels that you go to all the time? It knows what you like. So it repopulates your recommended page with things that it thinks you will like, because obviously YouTube wants to keep you online. YouTube wants to keep you in the platform of watching other YouTube videos. And obviously the reason why it wants to keep you in YouTube is because the longer you spend on their platform, the more money YouTube can make through ads, and other means of revenue. So it's in its best interest to keep you interested and focused on its platform. So in the same way that right now you and I are talking and we are communicating with each other, it's in my best interests, it's in Linda's best interest to keep you listening to us for as long as we can in this live stream. Because if you get bored, you'll go elsewhere. You'll go to another you'll go to another live stream, or you'll go elsewhere. Well, that's exactly the same concept with YouTube. Once you're in YouTube, it doesn't want you to go anywhere else. It only wants you to watch YouTube videos. So you turn on your laptop, PC, mobile phone, and the front screen is recommended videos. Now, for us small YouTubers, it is pretty much almost impossible for us to be featured on the recommended page, because those are huge videos. If you look at them, they've got hundreds of thousands of views. If you've already been on their channel before, then yeah, you will appear on there because there's a history. The algorithm will say, well, I know that you've not been there, and there, but I know you like that person, so I'll put their video on your front screen, which is why sometimes you turn on your screen and you'll see a channel or someone you recognize. It will be a live stream of someone, or it'll be a video that just dropped. It'll be someone connected to you to personalize the experience. And obviously then you can check it out if you want to. So you have got to navigate you've got to navigate either the recommended pages, or you've got to navigate the search pages. Pretty much there are other ways around it, but I think we'll keep it very, very basic at the moment. It's pretty much impossible for you to hit it on the recommended pages unless you've had a viral video. And then yeah, YouTube or the algorithm will be pushing you and be getting your content out there. So what that means is that you then have to navigate the search engine. You have got to make your content as searchable as possible. In other words, when someone types in something, so if they type in cooking dogs, so I don't know why I just said cooking dogs, that was a silly thing to say. Cooking, I don't know, lasagna, that your video will be found when they type that in. Now, I use a very, very common, very, very, very common, two very common words, cooking and lasagna. Now, in algorithm words, in algorithm language, those are keywords. We are now in the realm of you've uploaded your video onto YouTube, and now you've got to start making it as visible or as searchable as humanly possible so that someone will find out your content. So how do we do that? Now we've got to be very, very smart. So you have to make a title that is searchable. Now, if say you've just ridden your bike down the road and you've had a GoPro and you filmed yourself riding that bicycle, you come back, you've edited the video, you put it up, and you say, me riding a bicycle. How much competition for each one of those words do you think you would have in terms of other channels using the exact same words? It's going to be quite high, isn't it? Those words, riding my bicycle, are going to be extremely competitive words. In other words, lots of other content creators are going to be using those exact same words, which means that if you are a small YouTuber, you end up going down the bottom of the pile. You end up being near the bottom of the pile because the bigger YouTubers are being pushed by the algorithm. The algorithm recognizes I can make more money out of you, who's a big YouTuber, who I've already monetized, who I've already tried and tested, and I know that I can put revenue I can run ads through your channel and I can make money. Whereby you're not monetized, you don't have many subscribers, you're not going to be seen by as many people. I don't really need to prioritize you. So you need to be very particular about your titles. Now, obviously, that's going to be very, very tricky. And there are apps that can help you to find good keywords. There are so, honestly, there are so many apps now that are all on keywords because they understand if you want to make it big in YouTube, you've got to be good on the algorithm. You've got to work the system. And one of the ways of working the system is obviously having good keywords. So there are apps, I mean, TubeBuddy, vidIQ, there are YT Tracker, I think, for iPhones. There are so many different apps out there. There are keyword trackers. There are so many different apps that will help you to populate that first line, which is the title. Now, you've got so many characters that you can use. There are so many things that you can put into that title to make you searchable. But if we've just said to ourselves that we've now decided on the brilliant title. So we've ticked the box. Remember the list I said to you? Write down all the things you need to do. So you've now found a killer title and you love it. That title's great. Next, we now have to go to the description. Now that's quite difficult because the description, you're describing the video, but you don't want to tell them everything, because if you tell them everything, then they're not going to need to watch the video, are they? You need to tell them a bit, but not everything. But you also need to be smart in terms of keywords in your descriptions. So what you said in your title needs to appear in your description as well. The reason being is that the algorithm will search your title, but if it finds the same words again in your description, it's made you more searchable. It's literally made you've doubled your chances of the algorithm going, oh, that word, and that word was all put together, and someone just typed in what you wrote in your title, and you've also written it in your description, which gives you more exposure to the algorithm, which gives you more exposure to the wide world, the massive public that we see, that you want to see your content. So you've now done the killer title. You've now done your description. And now we get to tags. Sorry, got a frog in my throat. You then get to your tags. Now the tags have to also be really good and searchable. So you have to juggle it being a little bit common, because you still need to write things that people are going to say, but at the same time you need to make it niche-like so that they don't that you're not searched at all because people don't type it. There's no point saying words that we don't use anymore because people don't type them in the search link unless they want to. So it's a very fine line between a niche word being popular and it not being popular but still being searchable. And that's your job. That's for you to do. You will have to decide how you are going to navigate that. I can't navigate that at all. Sorry, what camera do you use? Which is that a question? So the camera that I use is I use a regular webcam, just an ordinary webcam. It's called a Papalook. Very, very basic webcam. It shoots in 4K. Yeah, it's great. What app do you use for your keywords and descriptions? I use TubeBuddy, and I also use vidIQ. And the reason why I use vidIQ, so I'll show you TubeBuddy. Oh, sorry. So I use, if you can see that. Oh, is it loading? So if you can see that there, that is my TubeBuddy. And
yes, we can see.
Yeah, and I also use vidIQ. You see that? vidIQ.
Yes, we can see that one too.
Yeah. And what apps do you use to edit? So for editing, I use KineMaster on my mobile phone if I am in a hurry and I want to edit it very, very quickly. But I use something called Movavi if I am on my laptop. And the reason why I use Movavi is because it was the first app. It was the first program that I was able to use easily. It's not by any means an expert program, but I find it very easy to use, and so that's what I stuck with. And what's that? Find KineMaster very complicated. It keeps saying the vid is too long. I've never heard that before, so I don't know, because is it partly to do with the amount of memory that your phone can handle? Because if you've got a big memory card inside the phone, you wouldn't have any problems about the length of video, because it's based off memory. So if you had, you know, a terabyte of memory in your mobile phone, you should never have a problem with the size of your videos, because you're, you know, even if you're filming in 4K, which is huge, I would strongly suggest, you know, whatever you do, don't go straight to 4K, guys. 1080p is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Don't get sucked into what people tell you about, oh, it needs to be 4K. It doesn't. You can still film perfectly fine with 1080p. And if you're struggling for memory, you definitely want to stick with 1080p, because 4K eats up a lot of memory. So where have I missed some other questions? Linda, have I missed any other questions? Is that why you wrote that down for me? I must apologize if I have missed some questions. Or was that it? So guys, let me go into what it is that I'm not actually in YouTube. I've just gone straight onto StreamYard, so I'm not actually looking at the comments. So I suppose I better go into it so I can see the comments at the same time as you. So I'm not actually looking at the comments. Let me turn my sound.
Okay, Johnny.
Yes.
Johnny, one more question.
Yes.
You said we should use KineMaster, right? If you're using phone, but I find KineMaster very, very complicated, because anytime I try, they keep telling me my vid is too long. But if I use any other app, the same vid they're telling me is too long, I'm able to do it there. So I don't know. What can I do now?
Yeah, I just assume, as I said before, I think it is a memory issue. I think what it is, it's to do with your memory card and how your phone processes. I think what you need to do is expand your memory. So if you have a removable or removable memory card, removable SD card, increase it. So if you're using a 1 gig, use a 5 gig. If you're using a 5 gig, use a 10 gig. Make sure, just increase the size of your memory card. And then when you go into the settings of KineMaster, make sure that everything that you save saves to the SD card and not to the phone memory. Because if you're loading up your phone memory, you're running out of space and the phone will start to struggle. What you want to do is make sure that you direct all of that memory, all that editing you're doing, direct it to the SD card and not to the phone memory, because it's a real headache. If you're able to do that, I don't know. If you can do that, would be great. Tell people when they start watching, they should not worry about watch time or anything. Yeah, well, we will definitely get to that. Thank you, Shadow. Obviously, that's very, very good. And hello, ALS Personal Development. Thank you so much for being here and hanging out with me and Linda. Really appreciate that. So I was going to say to you that once you've sorted out the title, you've done your description, you've also put your description somewhere. So you've already put your title somewhere in the description. You've been very, very careful about your tags, because obviously you want to be able to be searchable as well. Then after you've nailed that down and you're happy with that, then you have to think about the thumbnail. Now, I strongly suggest that you never use the thumbnail that YouTube offers you to use, unless you've got a fantastic camera and it's taken a perfect still. But even so, it's still taking a still from a video clip, which means then that the editing that you want to do to your video is less. Now, I don't know if you have a camera and you use Instagram, you can use different apps and beautify your picture. You can take away blemishes. You can make yourself look better. You can use the bokeh to block out the background. There's so many different things that you can do to make a picture look prettier. You should be thinking about that in that mindset for a thumbnail. And I don't know, for some of you guys, if you were in my live stream yesterday, I used this example, and I don't even apologize now. I just say it. When you first see, if you're walking down the road and you see a beautiful person, the first thing you notice is their face. Because even if you were looking just at their feet, you wouldn't know if they're pretty or not, would you? It's their face that tells you, oh yeah, they're pretty. I like the look of them. But you don't know if they're crazy. You don't know if they're, if they're kind. You don't know if they're wicked. You don't know if they're evil. They're a psychopath. You don't know anything about them until you say, how are you? How are you doing? What's your name? You find out. Well, that's the same mindset you should have with a thumbnail. You need to make your thumbnail attractive. You need to make your thumbnail so desirable that someone will click on your thumbnail and therefore you get the view. Now, that in algorithm language is the CTR, the click-through rate. How many times are people looking at your thumbnail and saying, I like the look of that. I really like what that thumbnail is telling me. So then we now get into the realms of, you've taken a great picture and you've edited it. What information have you put on the thumbnail? Have you given us a title? Have you given us any inclination? Does the person looking at the thumbnail know what's going on? Because they need to know. You know, we love to click. There's one thing I always say is people don't mind writing, but they love clicking because clicking is easy. You know, and if you can make your thumbnail so understandable and easy to look at straight away, they won't need to read too much. They'll just click and they're now in your content. Remember that. It's so vitally important for you to never underestimate how important your thumbnail is. And I say that the thumbnail is the window to your content. It is literally the door that opens you up to the public. And if you don't use a good thumbnail, you're shooting yourself in the foot, because remember what I said before, if you spent loads of time doing your title, making the content in the first place, and then you've done the title, you've done the descriptions, you've done the tag words, but you don't think about the thumbnail, then all that work has been laid to waste. It's a waste of time. You need to do all of it together. So you've now done the description. Sorry, you've done the title, you've done the description, you've done the hashtags, you've done the thumbnail. Then we get into the realms of, do you want to premiere the video? Do you want there to be, you know, that kind of paparazzi element where you make it into a show? So do you want to schedule it? Do you want to premiere it? When do you premiere it? When do you do it? At what stage? What time? Well, this is where you have to, again, go into the data and check out how the algorithm works. So you've clicked on your, so on your homepage, you've clicked on your you've clicked on your icon. You've opened up YouTube Studio. Then you click on to analytics. And in analytics, you'll see 4 different sections. I think one of them's reach, one of them's about engagement, and the one that we want to click on is audience. If you click on that icon, if you scroll down, you will see a chart, and that chart will tell you exactly when the people that watch your content are awake. It tells you, it gives you a chart, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, through to Sunday, and it gives you different colors. So it will tell you that on a Monday at 9 o'clock, none of your subscribers are awake, and it'll be really, really light colored. And then as the day goes on, at 6 o'clock, it might get very, very dark, which will tell you that most of your subscribers are awake and therefore available. Or sorry, when I say awake, I mean available on YouTube. So you will then be able to say, it might be a good idea for me to upload my video at that time, because I'll get the most exposure, because all of my subscribers are online or mostly online based on the data at that time. My wife is here. He talks a lot, don't he? See, my wife's being rude. Mrs. Morrison, how dare you? How dare you question my knowledge? Welcome, Mrs. Morrison, to the stream. Yes, we will have a domestic live
Mrs. Morrison, you know, Mrs. Morrison, Johnny feels at home when he's talking so fast, okay? So that is why I've allowed him to talk, because I want him to feel at home. If you tell him not to talk now, he won't feel at home anymore. Johnny,
yes,
you feel at home when you talk a lot, right? I'm enjoying to see you talk.
So, before I was rudely interrupted by my wife, I'm joking. I love you. Anyway, sorry. I forgot, where was I in my monologuing? I can't figure where I was now. What was I saying? I was talking about see, this is the thing about my brain, and well, do you know what? This is so weird. I can't remember what I was saying now. Where was I? I was talking about how your channel, and then I've lost my point.
Your wife got you confused.
She's got. Listen, can I just say to you that this, welcome to my world. This is a daily occurrence that I'll have a train of thought. My wife will say something, and I just forget. And I think, where was I in my brain? 1, 2, 7, 9. Yes. Is this an interview or a Mr. Exactly. Can you see this? This is the pressure of when you go live and some of your in-laws and family turn up. You lose your train of thought. See, I like to be a professional, and I always I try to keep my professional life and my personal life separate, because when personal mixes in with the professional, I lose my mind. So, guys,
when you're an interview, don't carry Mrs. Morrison along, because you'll forget everything once she talks.
yeah, I do, because when my wife is speaking, I must obey. Yeah, so we talked about we were talking about the thumbnail and basically how important that is to your channel and what you need to do. You must make sure that you focus on that, because once you have got the complete package, you will see a vast difference in your
Johnny. Johnny.
Yes.
You were talking about premieres, thumbnail.
I know.
You got confused.
Did I?
How to premiere your videos.
You know what? I was thinking to myself, do you know what it is? In my brain, I do lists, and my brain has lists, and I go tick, 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 tick. And for some strange reason, I didn't realize that I'd already spoken about when you can promote a video, because it goes in the way in which you upload a video. That's how I memorize how I speak, because all I'm doing is I'm relating it to you in the way in which you would upload a video. So you would, after you've done your thumbnail and you've got it up, you've now got to think, when do I schedule it? So for some of you, you will just put it up there. But if you want to be smart, you will schedule it. Now, that's one way of working out when to schedule. You go into the audience part of the analytics and you can see it from there. But if you want to make it even better, you'll premiere the video. Now, the premiering is at the same stage as the scheduling. You'll see it in the box. And sorry, is that Ezavigine Mercy? Hello, welcome to Linda Frank V's live stream. And thank you, Shadow, for reminding me. See, this is where Mrs. Morrison, power of a woman. Yes, to make a man stupid. I would strongly suggest that you premiere. I'm not even telling you to premiere every video, because you don't want to get to the point where you're premiering everything. But what I'm saying to you is that you want to at least have the buzz. Now, what does the premiering do? Well, it turns your premiere into almost like a mini live stream. So you will be able to premiere your video at whatever time you schedule it, but then lots of people who watch your content can come in. They can all come into a live stream chat like what we're doing right now and talk directly with you. And they can comment on the video, they can comment to you. And what it does is it gives your new content a boost, because you've already started with lots and lots of views. You've already started with lots and lots of comments, and it helps with obviously the algorithm, with the ranking and the way in which the algorithm ranks a video. How popular is this video? What's that drink? It's called Lucozade. It's high in sugar. I love sugary drinks. So what I would suggest is that you investigate that. Check that out for yourself. If you think it's a good idea, do it. But just remember that if you don't do a premiere, you still want to tell people about a new release. So you would use, if you've got if you're under 1,000 subscribers, you don't have the community post, which I disagree with. I think that I don't think that you should have 1,000 before you can share it with YouTube. The whole point of YouTube is making sure that you're visible. But obviously the YouTube rules are that you have to have 1,000 subscribers before you can get a community post. And once you have the community post, you will then be able to promote your content to everyone obviously in your circle. So if you don't have 1,000 subscribers currently, then you have to use Facebook, Instagram, email, TikTok, anything that you can possibly think of to promote your content. Make sure you use all of those to get as many people knowing that you're dropping a video, because that will help. Now, I said to you before, I mentioned ranking. What you want to do, Mr. Johnny, you have about now, sorry, Mr. Johnny, you having about now when your audience view your video. So I don't understand what you mean by that. Could you explain what you mean, word and music? I said you having, I don't get what you mean by that question. Could you maybe write that back to me again so that I can understand? I'm so sorry. I don't understand the question. I hope you're not. Are you paying me, Linda, per word? Can you hear me? Oh.
I'm not paying you. I'm actually helping you read the questions, okay?
Yes.
So Als Organic is saying, what is the benefits of premiering your video, Mr. Johnny?
Publicity.
And there is another Joy O. Joy O asks you, how can she grow her channel?
Okay. Well, the first question is publicity. As I said before, premiering a video brings people's attention to your video. When you press upload on YouTube, the only person that knows that you've uploaded is you. And if someone sees the notification on their phone or on the laptop, and that is it. You're limiting the amount of people that can see your content. You're just limiting yourself to a small number of people that might potentially see what you are creating. But if you do a premiere, you then can share that premiere out and tell people, make sure you're at this place at this time. Make sure that you check out the content. I'm going to be there to talk to you directly. So if you made a short film or you want to talk, people can ask you questions, just like what we're doing right now. You can do that in a live stream, and it's such a good idea. I definitely recommend it, and it gives your video at the very beginning, so at the very start of your the creation of your YouTube channel, creation of your YouTube video, it's giving you exposure immediately. So from the very beginning, lots of people know that you are creating. I would definitely recommend it. And what was the other question from there was another question. What was the other question you said, Linda? You said someone else said something and I can't remember. Can you remember what they said?
Somebody said, how can you grow your channel?
I'm going to say the same. I will say
how can you grow your channel?
I will say the same thing that everybody will tell you. Consistency. Create content and be consistent. You need to build up. It's like a wheel. You know, like
even when nobody is watching.
So
even when nobody seems to be watching your content, just keep creating.
Keep going. Keep going. But assess your content. What's your niche? What is your style of video? What are you actually making videos on? Whatever it is, look at other YouTubers. Go on to other YouTubers that do the exact same thing as you and see what they're doing, and you copy that. But add your personality to the content. So if you are doing videos on, I don't know, if you're doing tutorials on cooking, look at other content creators that are doing the exact same thing as you. Look at them, study what they do, learn from them, put that in your content. And then you will start to grow, because then you're doing the same thing. If you're, but remember, it's not going to happen overnight. You can't expect it. Some people are lucky. They make one video, they go viral, they get monetized, and then you see them go off into the sunset. But for the 99.999% of everyone else, we all have to grind and work hard. There are people that are members of my YouTube family who have been on YouTube for 10 years and have not made 1,000 subscribers. They haven't, because they're not on the grind, not trying to grow the channel breakneck speed. They just love being able to create content, and that's what they do. So if you are trying to rush, you're going to be disappointed. Make sure you have your plan. Make sure you're consistent. If you do videos Monday, Wednesday, Friday, make sure the following week you're doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday. If it's just 2 days a week, make sure you do 2 days a week, because what you want to do is build up loyalty. Yes, people that are below 1,000 subscribers want to build 1,000 subscribers. But what you really want to do, if you are smart, forget about the subscribers. You want to build up viewers. You really want to build up people that actually like what you do. And the only way to do that is to build up enough content that they've got stuff to play with. Make sure as soon as you've got a few videos, start a playlist. Get a playlist ready. Get it set up and done so it's there, so that someone can binge watch your content if they so wish. And that way you start to build up not just your public watch time hours, but you also build up a community around your content. So I can't stress it enough. Make sure you're consistent. Make sure you give the viewer something, because content is all about, there's a two-way. You want their watch hours, but you've got to give them something. You've got to give them value. So don't just think you can pull the camera up and talk and think it will work. No, you need to put some effort into it, and you've got to make, you've got to give the viewer something that they'll say, I'll come back to you and watch again and again and again.
Okay, Mr. Johnny, another question is from Mr. Shadow's family. The Shadows family are asking questions to Mr. Johnny. Does it help when you share on other medias like IG and Facebook?
Yeah, it does. You are literally, so YouTube is owned by Google. Facebook and Instagram are another parent company. So they're now a completely separate company that you are now trying to get people to come from one company to the other. And it's all about time. Now, my Instagram channel was opened in, it was my wife that recommended it, because when I first started my channel, I used to only promote anything I did on Facebook. But the problem I had was that I was promoting my content on a personal channel, which was a bad mistake. I should never have done that. What I should have done was created a completely separate Facebook account that was purely and simply linked to my YouTube channel, because then it was what I did, as I said to you earlier, mixing business with pleasure. Family and work don't mix. You'll end up getting comments from family because they're too familiar, and you want to build up people's respect for you as a content creator, as a YouTuber. So there's a big mistake I made. And actually, I got a virus on my Facebook, and it was the best thing that ever happened to me, because when I got the virus, it stopped me using Facebook. It literally stopped. I stopped using Facebook altogether. And I know it's strange, isn't it? I got someone sent me. I opened up a message, and it was a virus, and it kept sending that message to other people. So what I did was I changed my password about 4 different times. And eventually I changed it so many times that now I've forgotten the password. But more importantly, I don't care. I don't use Facebook, so I'm not bothered about it. But what I would definitely say to you is using Facebook is another medium. No one will ever say to you that advertising is bad. Advertising is always good, because even if you advertise to 100 people, only one person signed up, you've got one person. And that one person can tell someone else. And that person could tell someone else. And before you know it, you will have more people. So as I was saying, my wife created my Instagram account at the end of March, I think it was, beginning of April. And I have a personal Instagram account that has got thousands of followers on it. And I bit the bullet, and I created a new Instagram account where I didn't know anyone. I was just starting again, and I on purpose kept it business related. So it's mostly subscribers and people that are in my YouTube world, not necessarily my personal world. And I've grown to 130, I think, maybe 130, 140 followers. But that was 140 more followers than I had in March. So I look at it as it's growth, but it's over time. So using other means of exposure for your channel is always good. Now, something that Shadow mentioned to us, actually to me and my wife, was about getting business cards with your name and your channel name on it. That is a brilliant idea. Now, I know difficulty right now because of quarantine. It's a bit more difficult to have that personal connection, but once this quarantine's over, definitely recommend you getting yourself business cards that have your name on it and your channel name. And if you've got like a direct message email or Instagram or whatever you want to put on there, I would definitely recommend that you use that or put that on there, just because it makes you look more business-like. And actually that person may not check your channel out today, but they might check it out another day, and who knows, word of mouth, they can tell. I have gained so many subscribers purely on word of mouth. They've not seen any of my videos. All they've done is they've heard someone say, Mr. Johnny25 is quite a good channel. Check it out. I lose count. Every time I do a live stream, someone says, I don't know you personally, but someone recommended and now I'm here. So it works. It does work. So I can't stress it enough. Definitely make sure that you promote yourself as best as you can. Can someone premiere?
Okay, John, Gift Valerie is asking.
Now
Yes,
that
yes, yes. Can someone premiere a video without getting 1,000 bananas?
I don't know, but I'll find out for you because I'm not actually sure about that answer. Actually, can I believe it or not? I generally have. I don't know because that's a very good question. So let me find out for you because I don't know. But this is the thing about live streaming and the power of having a phone to hand. You type it in, you get the answer. I generally didn't know the answer to that because I can't remember if I was premiering videos before. I don't think I was, but partly. In fact, I'll find out for you because I genuinely don't know if you can or not. And whilst we're doing that, if you don't mind,
Mr. Johnny, how old is your channel and how long have you been on YouTube?
So my channel was created in 2006, and I have probably about 20 before the coronavirus. I had about 20 videos on there which I created myself, and they were videos that were unlisted and private. I was not a public content creator. I was private. I would make something. Usually it would be an event, a wedding, a party, a holiday. I did not take the YouTube content creation seriously until March of this year. The 6th of March 2020 was when I started actually taking YouTube seriously and actually content creating. So that's when I started on the grind and trying to get to 1,000 subscribers and trying to get my 4,000 watch hours. All that kind of thing started in March. And I kicked myself because if I'd started in 2006, I would be huge. Also, I believe I would be a very big YouTuber now.
Yes, yes. So what was your motivation behind starting your channel back then?
Well, in 2006 or in March?
Both. That back then, what was your motivation, and in March, what was your motivation?
So, and please don't.
What made you come public from private?
Yeah, exactly that. So, I don't know if you guys were. Well, you wouldn't know because obviously you don't know me. I was a police officer here in the United Kingdom, and basically, there would have been issues around me being so public on YouTube whilst I was in the police service, because you do have to reveal a lot of your personal life, and I think it would have been a conflict of interest for myself, safety for my family as well, if I was YouTubing, because I was an active police officer. I spent 15 years in the police, so I was private because it was probably the best thing for me as protection for myself and for my family. I left the police service 4 years ago, and I work for another company now, and I enjoy what I do, but I only became public when I was furloughed from work. So at the moment I've been furloughed, so I'm not able to work, and so there was basically a period where I was doing nothing at home, and my wife will tell you, I was watching Netflix. I am into anime, so I was literally going through every anime cartoon you could find on Netflix. I went through every box set on Disney Plus. I went through everything you could possibly find on anything I could watch. I could, and I got burnout. I just got to the point where I became bored. And as soon as my wife said to me, "Well, why don't you start doing YouTube?" It was like the windows opened up, the clouds parted, and it was like, yay! And that was it. And I haven't looked back. And I am amazed at my growth. I can't believe that I've grown as fast as I have, and that my channel has had as much love as it has, because I am truly amazed at it. I always tell people I am not a YouTube guru. I'm not an expert. But what I do is I research things, partly because of when I was in the police, I studied a lot about law. So you have to remember, when you're a police officer, you've got to learn law. You've got to read lots and lots of documents about things that are very, very important. And terms and conditions are things that I enjoy reading. So when I came to YouTube and they said, here's the terms of service, I read it and suddenly thought, oh, okay, well, now that makes sense. When I started out, I was subbing, I was doing lots of things. I had a live stream. I was telling people to drop their own links. I was telling people to, I was doing all the things that you're not meant to be doing on YouTube. And hands up, I did. And I did that. And I learned the hard way, because I realized that my channel had grown, but how many people were watching my content? How many people were actually checking me out personally? Because my numbers weren't high. They're better now, but they weren't when I first started out. And it's because I loaded up my channel with lots and lots of subscriptions, but they weren't checking my content. They weren't interested in me. They were interested in my subscription, which is part of the reason why the sub for sub thing is so bad for your channel. But obviously you're on the journey. If you're below 1,000, you all want to get to 1,000 really quickly and start the 4,000 hours. So I know it's very difficult. You want to grow, you want to produce good content, but you also want to be doing it in good time so that you can be monetized in 3-6 months. It's very, very difficult to be able to. What does binge mean? So binge watching is where you basically you indulge yourself. You spend hours of the day neglecting personal hygiene just to watch TV.
just to watch animals.
Just watching
antelopes pursuing lions.
Just what? No, not animals. Anime. It's Japanese cartoons.
Okay, Johnny. So we want to ask you one question here. There is something Mr. Shadow is saying. Shadow is saying, Mr. Johnny, if you came across a big YouTuber, should you be intimidated by their success, or should you befriend them? Do you get intimidated when you come across big YouTubers? By big, I mean 10,000, 20,000 bananas, 30, 40 something thousand. Like right now, there is one trending YouTuber. Her name is Ann Dubay. This lady is growing like every day, like every second. This lady is growing.
Yeah.
Do you get intimidated when you see them and feel like, oh my God, when will I even reach 5K?
This is where you have to value your worth. You have to value who you are. Now, the reason I say that is, like, if you were to click on Shadow Family Vlogs' channel right now, you'll see that he has 17,000 subscribers, and he's a big YouTuber.
Yes, I know.
He's a big YouTuber.
Yes,
this is someone who I've befriended. We've become friends. We've hanged out. Up until about maybe a couple of weeks ago, he was the biggest YouTuber that I had ever met. But I basically had I don't want to name him because I'm not allowed to, but basically I had an encounter with a YouTuber who has millions of subscribers. It's part of the reason why my channel was completely overhauled a few weeks ago, because I was following the advice that this person was giving me. And what was weird was I did a bit of a phishing exercise. I sent out an email to him, obviously a very big YouTuber, not knowing whether or not he would catch the bait. And he did. And he came back and he messaged me. So I took the liberty of messaging back, and then we started playing tennis with conversations. And he is huge. He has millions of subscribers, and he's very, very big and very knowledgeable. And he's been very, very helpful to me and my channel. And when I implemented those things, my channel grew. I can't stress it enough. So in terms of intimidating, it's funny, I've almost found people being intimidated by me now, and I'm not even big, but I'm just bigger than them. Now, what you have to do is say to yourself, my channel is big. Even if I've got 10 subscribers, I'm a big channel. I am huge. And why am I huge? Because only you can create that content. So it can be quite intimidating yesterday in my live stream, I had someone that had 25,000 subscribers. He came into I met him on Instagram. Now, amazingly enough, I put a post up on Instagram yesterday. He commented on that post, and I was just about to say, thanks. All I was going to write was thanks. And then what I did was I clicked on his link, and he has a YouTube channel. I clicked on his YouTube channel, and when I saw his YouTube channel, he had 25,000 subscribers. And I thought, so this guy has just messaged me randomly on my Instagram, and I've now gone to his channel, and he's got 25,000 subscribers. So I came back to Instagram, I messaged him, and I said, I'm going live in, however long. It would be really cool if you could hang out with me there. So he came to the live. He hanged out with me in the live. And then he messaged me when I came off my live stream. So when I came off my live stream, he messaged me back and said, that was awesome. Keep up the good work. And you know, and you think, wow, he didn't have to do that, but he did. And that can happen for you. And it will happen for you. You are going to be noticed by people when you least expect it. Because I didn't know that was going to happen. So remember, and this does link into your, what's the word I'm trying to think of your, Johnny, think. How you engage, with your audience engagement. How do you engage with the people that do check your content? You need to be commenting back. I can't stress it enough. Do not ignore the comments. Make sure you respond to as many of those comments as you can. And you respond to those comments with the most beautiful comments that you can think of, because you have no idea who that person is. If they're a new person to your channel, you don't know where they come from, you don't know how they got to you, and you could potentially make them into a subscriber. So be kind, be good, and whatever you do, don't give up on, or don't think that commenting is, I can't be bothered. That's a massive chunk of your audience engagement, but more importantly, that will help with your retention. Because if you respond to I had someone the other day say to me, I can't believe you replied back to me. And I was thinking, why would he say that? But then I looked at his numbers and I thought, oh, he's a new YouTuber and he would think that I wouldn't respond back to him. But I respond back to as many as I can. I try my very best. Now it's getting a little bit more difficult because my numbers have gone up. So I'm struggling to keep on top of it. But if I do see comments, all you do, guys, is go to your channel and click on newest. There's the 3 lines, click on that. Newest comments. It puts the newest comments to the top. Respond. I strongly suggest that, because it will help you with your engagement, and then you may make subscribers out of people that you would never imagine, and they'll become believers. Like they won't just be subscribers, they'll be viewers. There'll be people that'll be loyal to your content. There'll be people that'll be watching your content, and they'll be commenting on your content. And those are the people you need. You don't need subscriptions. You don't need, you don't need subscribers. Subscribers is a number. What you need is viewers, because you'll get to 1,000 subscribers. Trust me. Every single person here will get to 1,000 subscribers. What's going to be the difficulty is reaching the hours, because the only way to get hours is to get people watching you, and that's what you need to do. So,
okay, Mr. Johnny, old school is asking. I noticed more and more people are watching my videos, but I am slow at getting people. I think he means he's slow at getting bananas. These people who are watching him are increasing, but they ain't turning into bananas. So what could it be that he's doing that is not doing right? And then another lady asked, Gift Valerie, I think, she asked, she asked, is it wrong when someone is hiding the number of their bananas?
So you know what, right? This is funny. I said this the other day. If I got to so I think in a couple of months' time, if I get to 5,000 subscribers, could my numbers potentially intimidate new subscribers from coming to my channel? Could do, because if I'm trying to encourage new subscribers to grow, but I've got to the point where I'm a lot bigger than them, they might say, well, how do you relate to me? So I may well hide my numbers, because it might help me. It is entirely up to you. I don't think it makes the slightest bit of difference. And actually, if someone hides their numbers, it makes no difference whatsoever. What I would say, though, is if you're going to hide your numbers, be humble. Don't act like you're massive or you're huge or you're big, because you might make people think, well, how big are you? Just carry on as normal and don't make a big thing of it. And yeah, there are lots of people hide their, I don't even like to use that word hide, because hide gives the impression that there's something wrong. You're just not showing it. You don't have to. There's a feature, you go into your, you can customize your settings. And one of the settings is, do you want your playlists revealable? Do you want your numbers revealable? I always feel that you don't even necessarily need to know someone's numbers. Look at their views. I say it all the time. If you go to someone's channel, look how many views they're getting. It will give you an indication of how big their channel is, because that's the telltale sign. And if you really want to know, go to their about go to their name, scroll across to about, and it will tell you how many views they've got. If they've got 500 views, they're not a big channel. If they've got 25,000 views, then they're a much bigger channel. It's quite simple. But obviously, when you get to a certain stage, you'll understand that it's not about numbers, it's about views. It's about how many views are your videos getting, because views are people. How many people are going into your content and checking you out? If you're not getting lots of views, then you may need to rethink your content. And if you're not getting many views, there's a good chance that you're not a big channel because you're not being seen by lots of people. So that's a way of, obviously I'm not encouraging to do that. I'm just saying to you that if someone is hiding their numbers for what, or just withholding their numbers, it's up to them. I don't see that as an issue. So I'm sorry I go on to way too long. Mr. Johnny, what is the name of Instagram? My Instagram is Mr. Johnny. Should I write it down, or can you write it down for me? It's Mr. Johnny 25.
Just write it down. Write it down. And then the next question we want you to answer is,
how do I do that on I've never used this program, so I know I do it on here. Make life easier for myself. See, guys, I'm not actually in the chat, so I should really go back into the chat. That makes so. Yeah, so what I'll do is I'll put my. So, guys, can I just say one thing? If you are going to write the word return in a chat, that translates to a spam word. And what happens is when Linda uploads this video, the algorithm will remove that line, but it will also remove the view. So she loses, which means that she's losing time. So guys, please don't use spam words in the chat, because you're hurting the host by writing words like return. There is no return. There is no sub for sub. If you sub for sub, you're breaching terms of service. You can go to someone's channel, this is what I say on my channel, guys. I can't tell Linda what she does for her rules. But on my channel, you cannot sub for sub. Yes.
Johnny, listen. Johnny.
Yes.
That's the more reason why I brought you here, because I know you know these rules. So I want you to tell them, because anytime I tell them, they feel like baby mama talks too much. Okay? Yeah. So let them hear it from you now. Just give them those rules, let them know what is spam and what is not.
So just think of it this way, guys. We are all being watched by the algorithm. The algorithm is watching every single person, what we do, what we watch, when we watch it, when we click, when we dislike, when we do, everything that we do is collated and it's all put together. And sub for sub breaches terms of service. It is not allowable. If you get 3 strikes, you'll get your channel terminated. So it's very, very serious. And they know who's sub for subbing. And we're very close to a clear out. Every year YouTube does a clear out where it wipes out fake accounts, it wipes out subs, and everyone is going to feel the pain. It's coming because it happens every year. They do a clear out, and when it happens, you're going to feel it, and it's quite scary because lots of very, very big channels right now are going to lose lots and lots of subscribers. But anyway, let me carry on. So when you write things like return, you are telling someone, I've been to your channel, therefore you need to come to mine. That's sub for sub. We can't do that. It's completely against the rules, the terms of service. What you have to do, and this is what I was about to say, what I tell people on my channel is this. Firstly, watch a video in its entirety. Now, I know you've heard, you can watch for 2 minutes, you watch for 3 minutes. Watch a video for its entirety. Get yourself a pen, get yourself a piece of paper, write down the names of anyone that you want to check out their content. Write it down. Yeah? Next, if you go onto someone's channel and you are only going to watch a video for 3 minutes, find their shortest video that is as close to 3 minutes as possible. The reason being is that you help their retention rate. If you pick a 2-hour video and you only watch 3 minutes, you're killing their timing. You're actually a very, very horrible subscriber, because what you're doing is you're subscribing to their channel, but the analytics is telling them this person's only watched your video for 3 minutes, which means this video is rubbish because it's 2 hours long. Why have you only watched for 3 minutes? But if you pick a video that is 3.5 minutes long, the algorithm will say, wow, this person's watched this video and it's almost to the very end. It must be a good video. Let me start promoting it. And you pay the love forward. You'll be promoting that person and helping them out. So if you do all of this sort of movements in a live stream, you come back to the live stream and you tell the person, I've been to your house, and you leave it at that. You cannot expect that person to return back to you. And if you do, you're sub for subbing, and guaranteed you will eventually fall foul of the algorithm police, because they're going to look at your channel and say, well, you've got 1,000 subscribers, so you've ticked that box. You've now managed to get 4,000 hours in your watch time. You see, tick that box. But not lots of people are watching your videos. Like, you've got very low numbers. Let me investigate. And then they look at what time someone came to your video at 4 o'clock, and at 3 minutes past 4, the other person came back to you. It's all recorded. I always find it funny that we kind of think that YouTube is stupid. YouTube is it's more intelligent than all of us put together. Trust me, it is very, very smart. So what I would suggest that you do is you be smart. Watch a video, be a subscriber, but more importantly, be a viewer. Which is why, if you are going to go to someone's channel, go to someone's channel that you actually know you'll go back to. If you're you're an old man, what are you going to a little 12-year-old girl's channel for, looking at dolls? No, don't do that. Go to someone where it looks sensible. You want to be doing things that when you have your channel, that when the algorithm decides whether or not to allow you to come on to the partnership program, they're going to know that your channel is clean, that you've done well, and that you're growing in the right way. Should I remove how many people I have shown on my channel or let people see my subs? I don't think it matters. Old school Patricia Tyler, it really does not matter. I say that to you only because okay, you get 1,000 subscribers, you feel really happy, you might do a release of a video. There's always someone bigger than you. It doesn't matter. We are all small YouTubers. My wife asked this question the other day. She said, what's the number before you're no longer a small YouTuber? And I said to her, 10,000. I said to her, 10,000. I think once you hit 10,000, you're no longer a small YouTuber. I think because by that time, you've built up a good enough size. You understand the algorithm, and people like your content. And so they're coming back, which is why your numbers are growing. I think anything below that, you're a small YouTuber because you're still learning your trade. I will not hide my numbers. You don't need to. I mean, what I would say to you is it doesn't really make much of a difference. I don't think someone's going to decide based on your numbers whether or not to check out your content or not. There's who is it? There's a girl. She is a I can't think of her name. But anyway, there's a YouTuber that I came across completely by accident. She has about 150 subscribers. And I watched about, and this is no lie, about 30 seconds of her video. And I said, she is going to be huge. She's going to be brilliant. She's going to be absolutely amazing. And I fell in love with her channel instantly because she was saying the right things, doing the right things. And her channel was just so well put together. And I became a viewer. I am now a viewer of her channel. She's got 150 subscribers. I've got a lot more than her. Doesn't stop me appreciating her content. And so whatever you do, don't look at other people. Don't get intimidated by big channels. You guys are all going to be big one day. You guys are all going to be big YouTubers one day. You're just not big now, but you will be soon. How big do you think your channel is going to be in 6 months? I think most of you guys here will be monetized in 6 months. I truly believe that. I truly believe that you guys will all be monetized in 6 months. I think the problem is that we put unnecessary pressure on ourselves to grow instantly because we think, we're nothing until we've made 1,000. I don't look at it like that, because it's just not like that at all. In fact, it's harder. I think that there's more pressure on you the bigger you get, because the bigger you get, the more views you need for your videos. Because if you don't get as many views as you should do, then you start to look a little bit weak, and you don't want that. Now, when you're small, if you've got 50 subscribers and you get 25 people watching your content, That's amazing. That's half your subscribers are watching your content. Well, if I have 1,000 subscribers and 500 people watch my content, that's amazing figures. That is absolutely amazing figures, because it means half your, and keeping in mind that when you go to your analytics, a big chunk of the people viewing your content are not even subscribers. They're just people that have just checked out your channel. So, just keep going, guys. Whatever you do, don't do it the bad way. Do it the right way, and you will grow. What's that? How many mbits in upload do I need to go live? In terms of speed, right. Now that's, I think, is on the so I'm gonna do what I always do. If I don't know an answer, I go to YouTube. And let me come out of this. All of the details are actually there. They are they're there for anyone to find. All you have to do is go into your I can't do it on my phone. All you have to do is go into help. So you're talking about what speed rate you need to be able to film. Are you filming currently on a mobile phone? If let's have a look. Right, help. Sorry, Linda, if you don't mind, whilst I get this question for this answer for this person. This is what you can do as well, guys.
I have some questions for you, okay?
Yeah. Hold on 1 second. Let me just.
The first question is. The first question is.
Yeah.
In the past few days, I've noticed your views are really skyrocketing. So what is it that you are doing differently? What is it that you were not doing before and you're doing differently? And the second question is, you just mentioned about you coming across some big YouTubers like the Shadows family in the house, and that other one who was talking you, the Millions Bananas YouTuber. Do they have a role to play in it? Like how you are acting these days, like how you're handling your channel as a whole, how everything is just working out for you? Do they have a role to play for that? So would you advise us to make friends with big YouTubers and start dreaming big? Or what do you have to say? Just let us know the two answers to those two questions.
So the first question, I interviewed Shadow Family Vlogs, and when I interviewed him, my analytics went through the roof, because I was interviewing someone who was a very big YouTuber. And when that happened, I gained a lot of exposure. The algorithm suddenly realized that I was being viewed by a lot more people. And it actually then linked into my next live. I had loads of people in my life I've never even met before that I didn't even knew anything about me. They weren't even subscribers. They just came into my live and they started talking to me, and then they joined my family. And I suddenly realized, okay, I'm onto something here. I also realized that when I added my, so I was getting those numbers. If you do lives, look at your figures before when you've posted your live, you'll see a blue screen. And on that screen, it will tell you how many views you've had, how many subscribers you've gained, how many hours you've gained, and all those sort of things. And I used to get amazing hours. I mean, my goodness gracious me, my live show was amazing. And I couldn't believe it. And then by the following day, I would lose so many hours, it would hurt. And I'm thinking to myself, why am I losing all these hours? And then someone told me, you put a bot in your chat. In fact, you put more than one if you can. And you basically are strict. You take away all the blue jackets. So you don't give blue jackets to everyone. You give blue jackets to minimal people who will actually do things the right way. You stop people dropping their own links. You stop people writing subscribe. You stop them writing return. You stop them writing all manner of different words, connect. You stop them doing everything, because when it comes to review, the analytics won't take that many hours from you. And that's exactly what happened to me on my live stream. And suddenly, as soon as I made it really strict, people hate it. They hate being timed out. Look at if you go into any of my live streams.
Yeah, they really hate it.
Look at my live stream and just look how people get timed out. People get blocked. I do it on purpose because I need to protect my account. So I time people out for things because I think to myself, why should I lose out? Because you can't read. I put all the details in the top of the screen on my live stream. I put words that scroll across the screen. I'm not joking. I literally say, don't say this, don't do that, don't do this. I then go on to my Nightbot. I type in, if they say this, they get timed out. If they say that, they get timed out. I went into Stream Elements, which is an online robotic service. I put that as a moderator on my chat, and it will time out anyone. And you'll see in my live streams, just check out any of my videos, look at my my live stream chat. This person was timed out for that amount of time. I'm trying to protect my hours because, and you can tell Linda, when you do a live stream, you could do a live stream for 5 hours. You should be getting hundreds of hours because you've been on for so long and so many people have been in your live stream. If you're not getting many hours, it's because you're being penalized because of your chat. Your chat is literally penalizing you. But also, and this is the most important thing, as soon as I changed my attitude on how long I keep people in my chat. So where before I would say, right guys, how you doing? Hope you're well. Go off now and go check out someone else's channel. Now I don't say that at all. I want you to stay in my chat because the longer you stay in my chat is the more public hours I get. So now I just talk to you. I talk to you for as long as I can and I keep you engaged and I keep you active, listening to me, because the longer you are listening to what I'm saying is there's that benefit. I'm giving you something where I'm educating you. I'm giving you something you might not know. And then you give me back public watch time hours, which helps me towards my goals. There's a two-way system here. But more importantly, if you have a live stream where you are just encouraging sub for sub, all you're doing is it's an open door. It's a revolving door. You're getting no time because the person comes in, they go straight back out again. They go in, they come straight back out again. And you're losing all that time because initially the system would recognize every view and say, wow, you've got 2,000 views for your 2-hour show. That's amazing. That's really good. Then when it collates, oh, that's the same person. They were there, and they were in there as well. And they were then, oh, it's just one person. Oh, let me take away that time. Oh, well, let me penalize them because they're doing spam words and they're basically doing stuff for sub. And then you end up with like 10 hours when you should have had, you end up with 1 hour when you should have had 10. It's all of these things are linked. So I can't stress it enough. Whatever you do, make sure that you protect your stream as best as you can, because if you don't do that, then you're just in for a hiding. And this silent stream nonsense, if you are going to do silent stream, please have a bot in there protecting you, because you'll wake up and you'll have ended up with a violation strike. Because if a spammer or a troll comes into your chat, all he'll do is he'll write in capital letters, subscribe, return, connect. He'll write all the spam words because he knows what it's doing for your analytics. So I can't stress it enough. You are going to be doing these things because you want to get around.
The next question I'll ask you is this, sir.
Can I just quickly find this?
The next question I'll ask you is this.
Sorry, I just
Can you hear me?
Premiere. Yeah, I can hear you. What it was is you asked me about the premiere, and I said I was going to find out, and I haven't got the information yet, but I wanted to find out for the person asked a question about the was it about premiering? I can't remember now. I think it was premiering. About live streaming. So I'm going to get it up on my screen.
Yes, please go say, yeah, silent stream is not good. You are seeing it now. Okay, Johnny, when you're done, tell us more about this Nightbot, how you can get it into your channel, because I always see it, by the way, in your channel and other people, but I've never known what, because if you ask, they just tell you it's a software. How do you install it if it's a software, and how does it work? You need to educate us a little about that.
So, honestly, it's so easy. If you want to start out, Nightbot is very good. Botissimo is another one. But if you just type in nightbot.tv, type that into your search engine, you'll go onto the screen. It will give you all the details you need to do. You have to make Nightbot a moderator in your chat. And then you train it yourself. You train it so that it will immediately recognize spam words, and it will basically start to moderate your chat. So if it's a protection for you, and it's a protection for your subscribers, people that come into the live stream, you need to be able to do that. If you want, I mean, obviously it's so simple. You will initially, if you've already started your live streaming, you will annoy a lot of people. I've annoyed so many people. I've had people say they won't come back to my stream because of my Nightbot. Okay. I can't, what can I say about that? There's nothing I can say. It's timed you out because you're doing things that you're not meant to be doing. It's that simple. You don't want too many capital letters. You don't want numbers. You don't want return. You don't want connect. You don't want support. You don't want. In fact, I even said this the other day. How long before they make bananas a spam word? Because we all use it. It won't be long before they say, right, bananas is now going to be love. The word love is a spam word because they've now realized you haven't returned my love. My goodness gracious me. How many spam words in one sentence? So you just got to be very careful, guys. I definitely recommend it. I don't recommend.
Okay, guys. So keep asking your questions.
Can I just say as
Your
well?
questions. If you have any questions you don't understand, ask Mr. Johnny. Let him answer you. There is an old school Patricia. She says that I only have 190 bananas, and I think she's the same person who was asking about whether you can actually go live with less than 1,000 bananas.
Yeah.
But I think if you have 100 and something, you're still so far. Do you really need to start doing live stream? Johnny, can you respond?
Do you really need to do live streams? So I didn't hear that question. Can you say that question again, please?
Yeah, because she says that she has less than 200 bananas.
Yeah.
And then she was still asking earlier if she can be able to go to do live stream with less than 1,000 bananas. So I thought maybe somewhere around 700, 800 there. So is it really that important to start live stream with 100 and something bananas?
It's entirely up to you how you regulate your own YouTube account. I can't tell you whether or not to do live streaming or not, because live streaming isn't something you have to do. There's loads of people that don't do it. You don't have to do live streaming. It's just that a lot of people do it because obviously they know that they can make their hours. And so, if you want to build up your 4,000 hours and that's your only remit for it, then yeah, you can do live streaming. But live streaming is based on how popular you are. If you have a live stream and you only have one person in there, you're not going to get many hours because you're only getting the time that person's in there watching you. Live streaming only works if you get lots of people in the stream. You want to get your live stream to be very, very popular, and the more popular it is, the more hours you can, the more hours you can create, the more hours you can gain. But you also have to be good at YouTubing. You've got to be good at live streaming. You can't. This is what I mean about silent streams. Silent streams are quite disastrous in terms of like your hours if you don't get lots of people in there. But if you're happy to do a live stream and get 1 or 2 hours, then go for it. But I would imagine that in the next few months, the terms of service will change because obviously there has to be value. If there's one thing YouTube is all about is value. What are you getting from what you're using their service, but what's the value? Well, if you're doing a silent stream, the value is sub for sub, and that's breaches terms of service. And if they find out you're doing it, they shut it down anyway. So, you want to be giving them a value. I know some people that do silent streams, they play recordings of things, which makes sense. Give the viewer some value, which to me, yeah, that makes sense. All you then got to worry about is whether or not a troll will come in and try and affect your chat. But generally, I don't. It's one of those things where you will eventually find out what's good for you, what works for you. Obviously, it's going to be. It's up to you. I can't tell you what you can do with your channel. But the whole point of I like live streaming, so I do it because I enjoy it. So for me, that's what I do. But for many people, if they may be doing it just because they're doing the hours, so they may not be giving you good value, and you've got to decide whether or not that's good or not. Because I've been in lots of live streams where I've been bored, and when you're bored, you go elsewhere. So if you get people staying with you, they're interested. If they
then another question, Mr. Johnny.
Okay,
Mr.
so
Johnny, another question is this:
can I just say,
once you start doing.
You do need. Sorry, I must apologize. I went online because someone asked a question about live streaming. So it says on here, obviously, how to live stream, but you do need 1,000 subscribers only if you're on a mobile phone. If you're on a laptop, you can live stream straight away. There isn't any stipulation about how many subscribers you need. So there is no stipulation of how many subscribers you need. But if you want to do it on a mobile phone, you'd need over 1,000. But other than that, you'll be able to go if that's what you want you to do. And sorry, I think there was something else. What was the other question? I can't remember. There was something someone else asked me, because I've got my help box up now. So literally, if there's a question that I don't know, I can quickly refer to that and find out.
Yeah, I was saying something. I was asking when you start live streaming. Okay, guys, we have a guest in the house. Those guys who are just coming in, and they're easier to answer your YT questions. So if there is any question you have that has been bugging you as a small YouTuber, feel free to type it in there. Whether it's your first time being in my house, just type it in there. It's going to respond to you, okay? And you guys have realized you are not thumbing up your host. Please thumb up the live when you're coming in. So Mr. Johnny, I'm saying when you start live streaming as a small YouTuber, by small YouTuber I mean whether you have 1,000 bananas, okay? Because personally I started streaming with more than 1,000 bananas. I had like close to 1,200 bananas when I started streaming. But once you start streaming with YT Studio Direct, they keep kind of brushing you off. I don't know if you experienced that when you started your LS. They keep kind of brushing you off. You'll stay like 30 minutes, they'll wipe you out and tell you we have detected copyrights. And you're in a very, very quiet room, no television, no radio, no sound, but they're telling you that, then they wipe you away. So someone advised me that you need to use StreamYard or those other things, Streamlabs or the other one. I don't know what it's called, Prim something something. For a while, then you come back to YT, then they'll allow you. Of which that is what I did. But I'd like to know, did you also experience that when you started live streaming earlier on?
No,
did not.
My live streaming started with I use OBS. Because obviously I use a lot of different, I use a green screen and I use lots of different graphics and different things that I have in the show. And I've not really had any issues in terms of YouTube. I quite like this. I think if you are going to start going live, I would definitely recommend using StreamYard, because I think it's a very, very easy system to use. It's very good. It does everything that you need it to do. I mean, I like, like when you click on someone's comment and you just click on their comment and you can put it on the screen. Something as simple as that is a really good thing. I don't know if you like doing that. Do you just click on their comment and it says, you literally pick on a comment, click on it, put it on the screen. And I think that's such a good thing to be able to do. It just makes it really easy. If you've got a question, just pop it up there. I can't do that at the moment with my software, so I do like it. But if you are interested in doing live streaming, I would definitely recommend using StreamYard. It's a really good way of getting you straight out there, and you can get multiple guests on there to be able to talk to and have conversations. And yeah, I think it's a good idea. But obviously, if this is something you want to do permanently, because this is the thing, if you start doing live streaming, you're going to get viewers that will be interested to hang out with you when you do live streams. So is this something that you want to consider doing permanently? You've got to think about these things. You've got to think, what's my strategy for now, 6 months, in a year's time? Is this something that I'll be doing? Because it's difficult to go from one medium to another. I feel that sometimes my videos struggle because I'm not known now for making videos. I'm known for doing live streaming, when actually I like doing both. Well, I was using another app to live stream and they removed it. Were you advertising anything in there? Was there any, what was the reason for the removal, Liz Gone Natural? What was their reason for removing the video? I then changed to another app and everything was okay, but I was wondering why.
No. Many people have been complaining about it, Johnny, but it only happens when you start live streaming anew, but you start with YT Studio. But if you're using any other thing like StreamYard or Streamlabs or whatever you are using, it doesn't happen. It's only on YT Studio when you're newly starting to stream.
I am one of the few people then that haven't had had those issues. As I said, I do use OBS, so I do use another. I already use another program that goes into YT. So it may well be that there's issues with their. It might be just a patch. It might just need an update, and then it will sort that problem out. But I wasn't aware of that issue, because the only problem I had once was my internet went down whilst I was doing a live stream, and it basically it froze me on the screen. I was still talking, I didn't even realize, and then it caught up. But obviously it's not nice when you get technical issues like that. Can you still hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, okay,
Carry
cool.
on. We can hear you clearly.
Yeah, no, they gave a few hours monthly only. I don't understand what you mean. So YT states that it violates their guidelines, but I did nothing. I was just sitting and chatting to my viewers. I honestly could not tell you what was. You know, it's obviously everything that goes onto YouTube. There's always going to be glitches. I'm not entirely sure why. I wasn't in your live stream, so I couldn't tell you what was going on there. You know, I know it sounds silly, but if it's I don't know what guidelines you could have been violating, because obviously I wasn't there, so I don't know. Did you have a T-shirt on that may have had wrong lyrics, or were you know, sometimes you might hold up. I know it sounds silly, but it's little things that you think, oh, I wouldn't even think of that, because they might say it's breaching their terms of service. I mean, I don't know. I just couldn't tell you. But the good thing is that you found another program to work, and that got you back on, and you were able to continue streaming, which is good, because obviously we want you to then not be able to keep going. My comment doesn't show up on people's videos anymore. Right, so there's a very good chance that you may have been well, see, this is quite horrible. You might be put on a timeout. You may well have been basically shadow banned, and if that is the case, then you need to do some research on it, because if you're not able to comment, then you are technically you've basically been put on a timeout. So you've almost, you know, they might think you're a spammer, and they basically, I don't know, I couldn't tell you, but you research shadow banning, and it could be to do with how many comments you're making in other people's videos. It could well be that someone has complained about you, and they've basically, enough people have complained that they've hit. So you go into someone's, you know, some of these YouTube support channels where they've got thousands of subscribers, and you go in there and you comment on every single post the same comment. Hi, I like what you do. Let's dance, let's dance, let's dance. And you just say over and over again. If you get enough people complaining about your comment, then basically you end up being blocked from being able to comment. And sometimes they say you're blocked for a week. Sometimes they say you're blocked for 3 days. Sometimes you're blocked for 7 days. It can be quite horrible. But I would definitely suggest you researching shadow banning, because that's more common now.
Right?
It's quite horrible, to be completely honest with you. There was no music at all. Okay, well, I don't know then. I honestly, I wish that I was able to tell you what happened there. It could just be a glitch. If it is a glitch, then I would suggest that you appeal and say to them there was nothing going on, because just telling you violated, well, what term did I violate? They should really tell you, and usually they do in an email what you actually violated. You know, what exactly it was that had created enough for them to shut down your live stream, because that's quite a big thing. You know, especially if you've got a lot of viewers, there's a lot of things to shut down someone's live stream and say that you've breached terms of service. Okay, so see, Social Couplepreneurs just said that they made a mistake. So it's a human error. So obviously they made a mistake. It does happen. As I said before, fortunately, you were able to, you know, rectify the problem. But, you know, no one is perfect. And YouTube is definitely not perfect. It has its gremlins, it has issues. And obviously that's one of the issues. So, you know, at least we know that they can see when they've made a mistake and are able to rectify it. But yeah, I mean, I've not had any issues in terms of uploading live stream videos. And, you know, I would hate to have them myself, but I've been very fortunate. But then that doesn't mean that that's it now, and I'm never going to have a problem. I could start having problems tomorrow. You know, this is the thing about technology. Technology is a very odd thing. The very first time that I went live, I couldn't even get my green screen to work. And it was really embarrassing, but I carried on. I just plugged through and kept going. So don't let any of these things stop you guys. Just keep going. Don't allow any of this. If you was walking down the street and you fell over, would you stay there? No, you'd get up. You'd brush the dust off your clothes. You keep walking. If you get setbacks in your YouTube journey, same thing. Just take it on board, learn from it. Because whatever the problem that you've been through, or whatever the issue, it can be fixed. It can be sorted out. And you've learned from it, and you will definitely grow bigger and better. and you'll improve because you'll know I won't do that again, or I'll do it this way now. These are sort of things that help us. We all grow together, guys. Every single one of us is a small YouTuber, and we're all trying to grow. Like, if you hadn't mentioned to me right now, Linda, that sometimes you get problems with YT, I would never have known, because I've never had that issue. So hearing that, oh wow, that's quite real. I didn't know that happens. You know,
a lot of people do. A lot of people do. Maybe just because you said when you started,
yeah,
you didn't start with YT Studio, but a lot of people do experience it.
Yeah, I get it now. Right.
People complain to me every day. And then another thing I wanted to ask you was, someone was telling me she can come to my LS, okay? But it's like she's a shadow because I can't see her as the host, and nobody else can see her. But she can see all of us. But even if she types in, we cannot see her. So in that case, what is the problem? What could be the problem?
Yeah. No, can I just quickly go back to what ALS Organic Cosmetics? Yeah, so you're allowed 20 hours on the free service, I believe, and you're allowed up to 6 people on the screen. And if you pay the £25 monthly service, then you are allowed more hours. So yeah, so you are limited to the amount of hours that you can use with StreamYard. But I still think that StreamYard is a good service. And if you use it long enough, yeah, then I would suggest paying for the monthly subscription. Is £25 in the UK, I think. I don't know what that translates to other countries, but you can use it at the moment for free, but eventually you'll run out of hours. So you've got to keep an eye on your clock of how many hours you've used, because eventually you'll just run out, and then you'll either have to pay for the monthly service. But because you YouTube, so I would imagine, Linda, because you use YouTube so much, I would imagine that you would run out of hours, because obviously if you're doing long days, you will end up running out of time. And Liz gone natural. No, it won't affect you. You don't need to appeal. I initially thought, sorry. I initially thought that it was taken down and like it was a strike. It wasn't. It was just taken down, and they were like telling you, shouldn't have done it. But then you weren't penalized afterwards. You were still able to continue to stream. So there's no problem. There's no record of it. You're not in any trouble. You don't need to appeal anything. So if I've given you the wrong information, I must apologize. And the making ADG, yeah, you need to research that, because if you've been timed out by YouTube, they are looking and saying, is this person a spammer? Which means that you need to start writing new comments. If you are repeatedly saying the same comments in other people's chats, then someone somewhere may well have reported it. And if they have reported it, then you are now on their radar. So just mix it up a little bit. It won't be for you've only been, I don't know if you've been told, look in your spam, look in your emails. YouTube should really have contacted you to tell you how long you've been put on a timeout for. And it may well be that you've been timed out for 3 days, 7 days. I don't know. You're gonna have to find that out, because and obviously if you've been shadow banned, then you need to definitely check that out, because shadow banning is scary. I did a piece on it on my show a couple of weeks ago, and it was quite scary when you realize what that entails. You literally are invisible. You've still got a channel, but you're literally invisible to everyone for a set period of time. So check that out.
Does that also apply to when someone comes to your channel and the first thing they say, hi host, they're already being held for review? Does it have something to do with spamming and making the same comments everywhere they visit?
So if you use a bot, like I mentioned bots before, some of those bots are they've got memory, they've got history of your very personal address. So your personal address is on everyone sends out a signal. Every single computer has a signal. It has a number. It has a register. And these bots are designed to block spammers. It's designed to block people at source. So I've had it before where people have gone, hi, how are you? And it's immediately been, oh, this person has been found on somewhere else, and therefore we're going to protect your chat. And it's up to you to decide to give them permission or not. But yeah, it is literally, we have to mix it up, guys. We need to mix it up. Don't write the same words to every single show you go into. If you're doing the sub for sub, you need to write a comment which is related to that video. You can't just say, hey, new friend, because then you build up a you'll be building up a record of spamming comments, and then eventually they just make you invisible as a reminder to let you know, don't do it. But it's not permanent. And yeah, and it does really, of course it will do. I can totally understand, because right now you just want to grow your channel, and eventually, if you do it the right way, you will grow. But just honestly write it down and research shadow banning, and then you understand. It's not commonly known, it's not commonly mentioned, but it's becoming very common now. YouTube doesn't want to lose you necessarily, but it just needs you to do things right. So it will do other means to make you it'll do other things to make you improve in your navigation of YouTube. Any other questions that you have of me?
Guys, do you have any other question for Mr. Johnny25? Johnny, hey, today we have learned a lot. My head is
I hope
bursting.
so. I mean, to be honest with you,
I really appreciate what you have taught us. Sorry?
I'm just very grateful for having the opportunity, because we are all learning. Every single person here is learning, and we all want to do better in our journey on YouTube, but we've got to do it the right way. And if we don't do it the right way, we will suffer. And that's the problem. We tend to not do things the right way, and then we make mistakes. And those mistakes are silly little mistakes that we could improve, but we just need to do things a bit better. And if we do that, you will see vast improvements in your growth. See, YouTube also won't promote your channel. See, that's the scary thing. It's not that you can't leave comments. It's the fact that YouTube right now won't even allow other people to see your comments, see your content. Your content becomes in a bubble, and that's all part of the shadow banning. So you will not even know that you've been shadow banned until you start typing and no one's seeing what you're writing. But then that also means that any content you're creating, no one's seeing it. The algorithm has put you in a box, and it's kept you there until you've learned your lesson. And then when you have learned, it allows you to go back out into the big wide world. Now, I really do hope that you do things the right way. Please protect Linda's chat. You cannot sub for sub. It is a breach of the terms of service. If you really like someone's channel, go check them out. But don't expect that person to come back to you. Thinking forwards long term, if that person never ever checks out your content, then the algorithm is going to think that your channel is weak and is failing, because it's going to say you've got all these subscribers, but you've got hardly anyone watching your content. Can you explain that to me? Mm-hmm. And so you have to justify that and say, either you then start engaging with all of your subscribers to try and get them to engage back with you, or you may have already ruined your channel so much so that you might even have to start again. Because I know many people who have had to do that, have had to just start again. Just start the channel, start from the beginning, and move forwards. Okay, StreamYard gives 20 hours free, yeah, and after that you have to pay $20. Okay, so it's more expensive here, I think, in the UK, or 25. Yeah, I don't know, but anyway, yeah. So you get 20 hours. Now, do you think that you would use more than 20 hours of streaming, Linda?
Yeah, because even today when I was tuning in, they were telling me very soon my hours are gonna be off. But the thing is, I only use StreamYard when I'm doing a conference live. But when I'm going an ordinary normal live myself, I go to YT Studio Direct.
Right.
So that's how I minimize it. I'm not planning to pay for it.
Yeah, I think that's the issue.
I'm a small YouTuber. I'm not planning to pay for it until I get monetized. Once I get monetized, I can consider upgrading by paying. But for now, I'm just using the one they give me. If it's done, my conference is done, I just go back to YT and wait for next month.
But this is the thing, it's a very good service. I think it's going to be, I think it's raised the bar for all live streaming programs, Zoom and all the other ones, StreamYard and what's the other one? Stream something else. There's another one, Streamlabs, and all these different other things that you can use to actually go live. It's definitely made it much better and easier for you to go live if that's what you want to do. But if you are going to go live just for the hours, you have to think, am I good at doing live streaming? Can I just talk to a webcam and feel like I'm talking to a person and make it sound enjoyable or make it interesting? Those are the sort of things you've got to think about, because if you're not going to be engaging in any way with the audience, they'll just go elsewhere. You know, they will literally just go pick up, you know, dust the you know, and they'll just go because they'll say to themselves, "This is boring. We don't want to hang out here. We can go to other channels which are much better, much more fun." And so you've got to think about that seriously because you don't want to damage. You don't want to damage your brand. And Mr. Johnny25 is married, okay? Yes, but I haven't got my ring on. Sorry, my ring's in the bathroom. My wife is telling everyone that I'm married. She does that in every, you know.
What is it with men? What is it with men keeping away their rings?
She does
Mr.
that. With,
Johnny, I'm wearing mine. See, I'm wearing my ring. What is it with men keeping away their rings?
No, it's only because I had a bath and I took the ring off, so I was having a wash, and then I usually put it back on. Actually, I don't wear it in the house. I only wear it when I go out.
Go and bring it. We want to see it. Mr. Morrison says everyone that Johnny is married, okay? So go and bring that ring here.
What now?
We want single girls in the house to know you are. Second. Go and bring it, Mr. Johnny.
Go and bring it. Just take it from me. I am.
Married women are protecting their territory. Mr. Morrison does not want a joke. He said Johnny is married.
My wife is very funny.
Amazing. Do you know that, Johnny? Do you know that she did a video for shout out? At the end of the video, she said, "He's married, okay? He's my husband." Just single ladies.
Yeah, I saw that. So I'm being told,
this lady is crazy.
I trust me. I have a ring. It's in the. I can't also get up. Just take it from me that I have a ring because that my headphones is connected to the laptop and I'll have to get up and I can't bother to do that. My husband will be in trouble if he removes his wedding ring. But Liz gone natural. Why would he be? I only remove it so that I can wash and get wash everywhere. And because I was rushing, I came back and I forgot to put it back on. See what you've created, Mrs. Morrison.
You should be watching it, Johnny. How comes us ladies we wear it, we wash plate with it, we wash clothes with it, we change diapers. You are washing. What are you washing?
Yeah, I know, but I'm. Do you know what? All of you wonderful, lovely married women out there, us men, we are so sorry that we have not worn our wedding ring on our lives. Yeah, so I apologize, Mrs. Morrison, for not wearing my wedding ring on my live. My wedding ring is in the other room, and but my wife, I'm married. Everyone knows I'm married. I talk about my wife all the time, don't I? And she talks about me too.
Hey, we don't know you are married, Johnny, until we see the ring. We don't know.
You honestly, you want me to go and get it? You want me to go and get it?
We don't know you are married until we see the ring, and Mrs. Morrison knows that, and that is why she come here to say,
okay,
Johnny is married. Okay.
Yeah, I'll go and get it. I'll go and get it.
We have a veil. We have a veil on our faces until we see the ring. Is when we know that you're married. So go and get that ring now. You guys, thank you so much for coming and making this session wonderful. You gave Johnny questions, so you guys can be so inquisitive, you people. So you always have a lot of questions like this. I am so impressed. You gave him a lot of questions. You made him sweat. You made him talk until he was feeling like he needs to drink some Lucozade because he's feeling thirsty. He needs more energy to keep going and going. So in case anybody in the house still has any question, make sure you ask. Don't be embarrassed. We do not know everything. So use this opportunity and make Johnny's presence in this house today worthwhile, okay? If you have any question, don't be ashamed to ask. Just ask. Don't assume that we'll say, why are you asking this kind of question? Ever since you opened the channel, it's today that you do not know this. Just ask, okay? Johnny is going to answer you. He'll gladly answer you. Don't be embarrassed.
So,
Johnny, where is the ring?
You want to see the ring?
You're back. Where is the ring? Yes. No. Mrs. Morrison, you are in trouble. Is the ring for what? Is this your wedding ring? I doubt it's hiding.
Yeah.
Yes, now that's it. Ladies
That's
have
the
you seen
ring.
the ring now? Johnny is now a married man officially. That's the ring.
So
Even
when
is that the ring?
so
Dad is
hold on.
asking, is that the ring?
Let me
Everybody was surprised.
ask you a
What's that?
question. When you saw this ring, what did you think? When you saw that, what did you think?
I just knew you're kidding me because that one, there's no way that one is a wedding ring. There's no way. It's too big, it's too exaggerated.
Yeah. Do you
It
know,
looks like it's one of Mrs. Morrison. It's one of Miss Morrison rings that she wears to go outside to just chill with friends.
when I went off, I rushed into the bedroom to try and find one of her rings. I thought, I know, I'll wear this one. This is my wife's ring. You can see that.
Yes, it's Gali. It's Gali ring.
Yeah, this
Anyway, guys, now you have seen the real ring. So there is the real ring. So Johnny, you are safe now. You are very, very safe. And in case of next time, if you're going live, make sure you wear your ring so that Mrs. Morrison will feel secure and safe. Okay? I just said it when you were going for the ring that ask ladies, single ladies, okay? We normally have a veil on our faces. We don't know you're married until we see the ring.
Yeah.
Once you remove the ring, even if you say you have a wife, say no, he's a girlfriend.
Yes. Oh, that was funny. I must admit, I did. Old school Patricia, bye. Take care, old school Patricia. Thank you. Yeah, I think that was funny. Social couplepreneur. I had to do it. It was so funny to see. When I went to see your face, I was like, "Are you ready for this?" And when you saw that, you were like, "That was funny. That was so funny." Guys, you guys have been awesome. I really enjoyed that. You made me laugh today. So, are there any other questions, you guys? Now you are talking. Yes.
Yes, guys. Do you have any other questions left for Mr. Johnny before he leaves? Because he has been with us for 2 hours now. So if you have a question, ask. If you do not have, it's gonna disappear. So make sure you ask what you do not know. Okay. So Johnny, briefly, just tell us your origin. Where are you from, and where are you residing right now? And ever since you started YouTube, what has been your journey so far? What has been the challenges you're facing? Have you felt like giving up at some point? And if so, what have you done about it and stuff like that?
Okay, so I was born here in the UK. My parents are from the Caribbean. So my mum is from Jamaica, and my dad was from Barbados. But I was born in the UK. In terms of inspiration, it was more like desperation to start my YouTube channel, because I wasn't really doing YouTube like how many of you guys are all doing YouTube. You can't miss that ring. I know you can't, can you? And just my journey was just really because of the situation that we've had with the COVID-19 and whatnot. And so I've had the opportunity and the time to be able to actually do YouTube. I don't produce as many videos as I'd like, but I found my calling when I started doing lives. When I started doing live streaming, I really enjoyed it. And that's part of the reason why I started the show. But what I said to myself was, if I'm going to do a show, that it needs to look like one. And that's part of the reason why I make the effort. I wear a suit, so I dress up, because I want to give you value, because I believe that value is what will keep people coming back to your channel. So there's one thing that I could give you as a tip or some advice, is when you are making your content, you have to remember the person watching the video, are they going to be interested in what you're doing? Is there going to be a connection between you and them through your content? If there's not going to be any emotional contact or a reaction to it, then think of something else. There's got to be a pull. I find a lot of people coming to my live because they just like to they know I'll have fun. They know I'm a bit lively, and they know that I'll just be, messing around for 2 hours. And it's interesting for me because it's 2 hours where I get to mess around, and it works. We work off each other. But if you are actually a content creator where you're producing videos on different subjects, different topics, then you want to bring out the value in your content so that people will come back to you and enjoy what you are making. And it's really, really important for you to be able to do that, because there's nothing worth more than value. If you are watching a TV show and you don't like it, what do? You turn over to another one. And if you don't like that one, you turn over to another one. But if you like something, you're investing your time, you'll stay there. And that's how you've got to look at your channel. You want someone to click on the thumbnail, go into your content and stay there and watch it and comment and subscribe and hit the bell and want to come back for more. So that requires that you are going to need to have consistent content. In other words, you want to have at least minimum 2 videos coming out a week. Monday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, I don't know. However you want to do it, you want to have at least 2 videos going out per week, and you just keep going, keep grinding, keep getting you out there so that people know that you're on the radar. I've had people who I don't even know talk about my show. And that to me is an amazing thing. When I created this show 7 weeks ago, and it's just grown from there. Guys, this is not something I've been doing forever. I'm not an expert. I am just simply someone who has done some research, and I share it with you guys. And if you don't believe me, check out my YouTube channel and look for yourself. 7 weeks ago, I started my live streaming, and it was, I look back on it now and I think, oh my goodness, but I had a really good time and I really enjoyed it. So it helped me. And sometimes you need to have moments like that where you know, the very first time I went live streaming, my green screen didn't work. So, well, it didn't, I couldn't process it through my laptop. So it didn't work how I wanted it to. I was really disheartened. And I really felt like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to do this again. But fortunately, I picked myself up and I carried on. And I look at myself now and I say, I'm very, very grateful that I've carried on doing what I'm doing. So have you get to a point of giving up? As I said just a minute ago, when I did the live and it all went wrong, yeah, I wasn't close to giving up, but I was very close to reevaluating whether live stream was up for me. I think also as well, it's very difficult because my wife is also a YouTuber, Mrs. Morrison, if you haven't checked her out. And we both need time to make our content, but we also need to have time for each other and time for our son. So it's very difficult to juggle. And I'd imagine you guys who are, you know, in relationships or in fact, we've got families, it's hard to juggle your regular job, if you do work, with your YouTube life and with your real life. It's very difficult to juggle the time and get it all put together. It's not easy to film during winter. The cold here is insane. Where are you, Liz God Natural? Whereabouts are you in the world? Are you in Antarctica? But yeah, it can be difficult. It can definitely be difficult to juggle everything together. And yeah, you will have times when it will be not as fun as others, but you've just got to plug through and keep going. My wife, in many ways, is my inspiration because she's been doing it for 2.5 years, and she's been doing it religiously for 2.5 years. So she does releases Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And I don't think she has missed a single Monday, Wednesday, or Friday in 2.5 years. That's how consistent she is. And she's slowly built up her fan base. She's slowly built up her channel to where it is now. And I always believe that so if she was to do a viral video, if she was to finally get a viral video to go out and it just went boom, think how many videos there are on her library that people will be able to check out. She will be getting thousands of views. I do believe that. So yeah, so it can be hard. It's not always going to be easy, but if you love it, and I've got one of those things where it says, if you love what you do, it's not work, it's play. and that's what it is. You have to remember that what you're doing is play. If you enjoy it, you won't even notice it's work. If it becomes work to you, then it will start to become difficult. So what I suggest is that you try and enjoy it at all times and do whatever you can to really enjoy making good content. Yeah, is this the same comment from before? Yeah, it is, yeah. Well,
Yes.
I've got mine on now, so I can you can clearly see that. And oh my gosh, what have I done with my wife's ring? Oh no, no.
Your wife's ring is missing.
Yeah, I know.
You're going to sleep outside. Just make sure
I
you
just
find
had it
it.
in my hand. I literally just had
Make
it.
sure you find it.
Oh man, I can't lose that ring. I haven't even got up out of my seat, and I can't
You're
find
in
it.
trouble. You're in trouble. You're in trouble.
Yeah, I've got to find that before she comes home, or I will be in the doghouse, big time. Oh, I've got to find that ring. I will be in the doghouse with the dog.
You have to make sure you find it.
I will do, yeah. It is play, yes. Enjoy the journey. I know, and that's the thing. It's nice. I'm still a newbie. As I said, I started in March. You know, I'm not as experienced as many, but I went down the line of teaching, and that's it's. You know, sometimes you end up. You know, you have to live by your word. So there's lots of things that I've now had to implement in my own channel because of things I've said, because it's taught me. I've looked back at some videos. I've gone, oh my word, I didn't do that there. I better do that now, because you can't say one thing and then do another. You need to live by your word. And so, and when I did that, my videos started to get more views, which is quite strange. As soon as I said before at the very beginning, if you have, YouTube is based on rules. The algorithm is a system. It is based on rules, and we have to learn how to navigate those rules in the right way, and your channel will definitely grow. So you started in February. So yeah, March the 6th for me. And I've seen, you know, obviously your content is very, see, this is the thing, when you have a channel that has value, when you have a channel where the viewer can get something from you, you're on a winner, because they they are coming to you from the get-go. They look at your channel and they see organic. They see organic. Okay, now I don't really want to get all the genetically modified foods, or I don't want to get all the genetically modified makeup. You know, I don't want to get, you know, things tested on animals, or all of the manner of different worlds. You know, all the different things. They look at the channel name of that and they say, that's natural. I need to check that out. And so it's almost easy in a sense. If you can get a good thumbnail that describes who you are, a nice name that describes exactly who you are, you're on a winner. The only reason that my name is MR.JOHNNY25 is because I think I created an email address when I was 25. I mean, that there is no other basis for that email address, but it then became my YouTube name and whatnot. And yeah, it stuck. But the ring, it was right underneath them. It was underneath this. Found it.
You finally found it.
Yes.
Thank God. Thank God you have saved your life. You just saved your life now.
Yeah. I've saved myself.
You're sweating.
I was, because I was thinking I can't lose her ring. She'll kill me. It's a nice ring. It's a very, very stylish ring.
But we really appreciate our rings. If you lose our ring, we feel very bad.
Yeah.
That is women for you. We appreciate our rings a lot.
So I feel like if there's any other questions, I think if that's enough, I believe I have answered. My throat is sore. I am worn out. And remember, they asked if you were paying me per word because I speak so fast. So
I ain't answering that one. Johnny. No, not with this quarantine.
No, definitely not. Yeah, so
wow. So you're welcome in the house. Give your host a thumbs up if you had forgotten to thumbs up your host. I cannot bring you an amazing guest like Mr. Johnny25, the only gentleman in 2020, and you refuse to give me a thumbs up. No, after learning everything you learned. It's bad. Come on.
I've definitely given you mine.
You guys, I'm so excited. You guys made this LS a success. Johnny, I
Yeah.
appreciate you. I
Oh
appreciate
no,
you a lot. Thank you so much for honoring this invitation,
yeah.
for finding time out of your busy schedule to come here with me, because I know we have time difference in our countries, a huge
Yeah.
one at that. But you still made it to come. I really, really appreciate. I
I'm
appreciate it
very
a lot,
grateful.
because
I'm
I
very,
know
very
you're one
grateful
person
for
that
the
one
invitation.
you're one
Thank you
person
so
that
much.
if one day you invite me to your channel, I would say no. Even if you wake me up at night, I'll just stay awake and make sure I come.
Yeah. But
So I'm wondering, if you invite me, what would you invite me to come and discuss? Because me, I'm a comedian.
yeah. Oh, it will definitely happen. Do you know the thing is, I believe with my show that everything that you do, you have to evolve. You have to keep learning. So you have to keep growing. You have to keep if you do the same thing over and over again, it will get stale, and then you lose your relevance. And I believe that my show has to continually evolve into new things, and if I keep doing that, it will move with the flow. I believe that just the fact that I've got more people coming into the show now than before is a great. I was never, there are some live streamers that get hundreds of people in their stream, and it's an amazing thing. It's an amazing experience, and I want to be like that. I want to get my stream to be that busy, but for a long time it wasn't like that, and I feel like I'm still at the beginning part of my journey, and I'm enjoying it. And that's the thing: you must enjoy the journey. If you don't enjoy it, then it's work. And YouTube for me is play. I want to have fun, and I have fun. I've met so many amazingly new people, amazing people I've met that I wouldn't meet other than the YouTube community. And that's another thing as well. It's one of the really good blessings. Even my wife said it. We both have met some amazing people, and we've grown as a result of it. We've learned so many things, and it's just been an amazing few months. Because obviously what's been going on outside is horrible, with rioting and the pandemic. Outside is grey, but this has given a little bit of colour to to my world and to my wife's world, because we've had something that we both love doing, we both enjoy doing it, and we've really enjoyed it. And I think that's one of the good things that has helped during this quarantine, that we've had lots of projects, and we've made them come into existence. And yeah, so thanks guys, very educational. It's been a really great afternoon, but I am now worn out. The lovely Linda Frank V has worn me out, and I believe this is where I say to you that unless there are any other questions, it is time for me to bid you all farewell. So if there's no other questions, guys, I'm going to love and leave you all. And if you haven't already, please join my family. My name is MR.JOHNNY25. If you can see it on the screen, please join my family, and you'll be able to see my shows. They're Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 p.m. GMT. And if you're around, guys, hang out with us, because it's really good. We have guests on the show, just like what we do here now, and we ask questions, and we learn together. And there's no silly questions. And if you do want to hang out with me, or want a question answered in the show, then just respond on my YouTube, my Instagram, which is MR.JOHNNY25. So check me out there. But Liz, actually, thank you so much. I've enjoyed it as well. Linda, you've been a great host. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for allowing me to be on your channel. And I hope I get to come back again on another time and hang out with you again.
Yes, of course, of course. Of course. You don't have to ask that one. You just say the word and it is done.
Oh, I really appreciate that.
You just mention the word and it is done. Okay. So anyway, Mr. Johnny, my husband says I should tell you, thank you so much. He appreciates you. We normally watch your show together.
Oh, okay.
Anytime you see me typing hi host, anytime you see me typing hi host, he's always there with me watching.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you. So please pass the love over to him as well. Thank you so much. I really, honestly, it's really nice. It's nice that we've got a community, and hopefully, and that community crosses barriers. That's what I love about this community. We all come from different walks of life. We're different races, religions, creeds. We're so many different, human beings, and yet we've all been able to find a common goal which is about our channels and how we can grow them and become better YouTubers. And I think that can only be a good thing. So let's keep this up, guys. Let's keep going. Yes, YT has definitely been a light during the dark this time for sure. Yeah. And you'll see me tomorrow. Yes, guys. So if you are around, check me out in my show tomorrow night at 8 p.m. GMT. But for you guys, probably daytime. But anyway, I got to go. So Linda, Frank V. The
Yes,
amazing
guys.
Linda
So
Frank V.
Johnny is going.
I
Johnny
am.
normally do live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So if
Yeah.
you want to check him out, do well to check him out. 8 p.m. GMT, like you said. Johnny, thank you. Bye. Okay, guys. So our amazing Johnny25 just left the building. So we are back to normal. You know, when you have a visitor in the house, you have to behave yourself. But once the visitor leaves, you now start misbehaving. Those kind of characters that you're always keeping inside. That is only your mother that knows your real character. Once the visitor goes, you start misbehaving, okay? So let us start gingering our swagger. Let me see some. I left you a package. You guys, oh my goodness. Lizzie God, you two, you are going. Okay, bye. They're making goodbye. All this goodbye is for Johnny. Oh my goodness. You guys, you can still stick around for like, let me see, for like how many minutes more? What's the time now? You guys, keep dancing with one another. If you're there and you want to dance, you still have some 24 minutes like that to dance. So you can dance for that 24 minutes. Lisa, you're funny. See, they're making, I'm not funny. You know, there's this kind of characters you only showcase when visitors are not around. But the moment you see visitors, you know, if you try it, if your mom see here, you're going to die. So you have to be at your best behavior. If your mother calls you, you say, yes, mommy. But when the visitor is not around, if your mother say, Amaka, you say, hey. So when Johnny was here, we were behaving ourselves. Okay, but now that Johnny just packed one side, see how we are behaving. We are showcasing the real us. We need to be the real us so that we keep living. Okay, we were existing. Now we are comrade. Oh, comrade, you are welcome in the house. Thank you for coming, comrade. How are you doing? Comrade, you missed a wonderful show. Make sure you watch the replay, okay? Make sure you watch the replay. You really missed. You missed. We learned a lot. We had Mr. Johnny25 in the house. He has been teaching us a lot of things, okay? So make sure you view that one. Comrade says, hi, everyone. Hope we can dance right away. Yes, please, darling. Just dance with whoever you do not have. Let them know you're going to their house. Let them know you dropped a package. Just that. Don't say return to me. I am waiting for you. Please check and confirm. No. Just say I danced with you. Just say I dropped you a package or I left you a gift. Okay, then the person will do the necessary. They're making say that, so yes, so it's true. There are some characteristics that is only your mother that knows that this child is like this. But visitors who come to your house, they don't know. In fact, even our own fathers, there are some characteristics we showcase when they are not around, that they don't know that this child do this. Like if someone comes and tells your father, Amaka is like this, your father will say, which Amaka? My own Amaka? You are lying. You are lying. I tell you straight up. But if somebody tells your mom that that is what you do, your mother will say you're very right. In fact, that one is even lighter. Amaka can do this and this and this. You guys, comrade, give your host a thumbs up, okay? Ogbuju Walji, you are welcome in the house. Thank you for coming, my darling. How are you doing today? Thank you for coming, Ogbuju. Thank you for coming. What's up? What's popping? Thumbs up for your host and grab a dance. You guys that are just coming in now, we had an amazing show. We were being taught. We had a speaker in the house, a special guest. So if you'd like to watch the replay of this, it will be beneficial for all of you guys as small YouTubers and big YouTubers, okay? just make sure you check it out. So just see whoever you do not have, dance with them and dance the right way. Make sure you turn on your bell, at least turn on your bell, okay? So that YT will not think you are a passerby and then they come and collect the love. Make sure you dance the right way, guys. So anyway, me too, I am drained right now, so I can't talk more than this. So I'll just leave this live on here for you guys to continue dancing. Just make sure you do not spam the chat, and also make sure that the remaining, how many minutes? We have like 20 minutes remaining before I off this live. 20 minutes. Just dance there, okay? And make sure that you don't spam the chat, you keep it clean. I'll just be in the background seeing you. The chair that I normally sit when I'm doing live is not comfortable. Okay, I'm sitting on my dining table, so I want to go and sit down there on my sofa and relax. But I'll be seeing you guys because I have my phone. I'm following you guys in my phone silently. So don't spam the chat. Just keep it clean, keep it amazing. You can tell your friends to come in so that you guys can have a lot of bananas. Though I'm gonna go live again, but I'm gonna do another live after this, but with YT, not with StreamYard, because StreamYard they only give you free 24 hours in a month, and my hours are almost over. Okay, so that's why I'm gonna be forced to end this one in the next 20 minutes. Then I open with YT itself. Hopefully, we can still do that. Okay. Comrade say host, I see we ain't farming yet. I danced. Okay, darling, just make sure you don't dance on my LS video. Go and check on my video that is not LS and view at least for 2 minutes before you dance so that the love can stay. Then I'm gonna get back to you after this LS, my darling. Thank you so much. In case there's any other person in the house that is not connected to the host, please make sure you do that. Make sure you connect to me, okay? Make sure you connect to me. Babe, your phone is ringing. Make sure you connect to the host. If you connect to the host, please make sure you turn on my bells because I normally have LS every day, 5 p.m. Kenyan time. It is a 3 p.m. UK time. So make sure you turn on my bell, okay? I always have, I normally bring visitors or guests, special guests in my house so that they will be coming and be teaching you guys new things. So just make sure you be turning my bell so that anytime I bring visitors, okay, you will be coming to attend those sessions and be learning those amazing things they are teaching. So keep going, guys. Just keep going.